So hello everyone, this is AetherNightmare and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We are starting off onto the new post-Heavensward quest, Promises Kept, in the Soul Surrender patch. I don't know if I'll be able to do it all in one run, since it may be that some quests are longer than others, but I can try. So let us go to Kurthus. Probably at Fortal Manor again. And of course there's a whole bunch of side quests everywhere, but I'll get to those at a later date. Is it not at the Fortal Manor? I could have sworn it was up here. I think it is. It's just not showing up for some reason. Yeah. It's just the game being a little funky. Also, sorry if there was an echo. Didn't realize my volume was up. Great! Now you got to hear two of me at the beginning. Master Nightmare, you've come at the most excellent of time. How weird that I couldn't hear it through these headphones. An invitation from a truly preeminent personage was delivered to the manor but a short while ago. Would that you happen to present and receive it, but in any event, Sir Emmerich de Boreal, Lord Speaker of the House of Lords, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, payer of my checks, and Viscount of House Boreal, cordially invites Master Nightmare to dine with him at his estate. I don't know, man. Every time I get invited to a dinner party, everything goes sideways. You seem surprised. The messenger assured me that his lord had broached the subject with you at an earlier date when the arrangements for a peace conference were still finalized. You know, when I said make food last time, I meant let me in your kitchen. Of course, the intervening moods afforded little opportunity for leisure. But with the happy advent of peace, 'tis plain the Lord Commander sees no further cause to delay. What say you? I should be glad to accept. I would, but I haven't the foggiest what to wear. Any thoughts? To be honest, I'd rather not. You'd rather not? Well, that is a great shame. The messenger went out of his way to express very much how his lord was looking forward to the occasion. Forgive me, but might I trouble you to reconsider? If only as a courtesy to your friend, Sir Emmerich, at the very least, 'twill be an opportunity to sample the finest Ishgardian cuisine. Should you choose to heed my counsel, a man of House Boreal will be waiting for you at the Astrolocum. Man, every time I wind up poisoned. My friends need to learn to not take that personally. Should be inside, right? No? This is the Astrologicum. Is it further behind? I guess so. You gave me the wrong directions. Greetings well met, Master Nightmare. I have the honor and the privilege to serve as head steward of House Boreal, though admittedly our staff is somewhat smaller than the one of noble families, being countable on one hand. My lord will be overjoyed to hear that you have accepted his invitation. As you will soon see, we've spared no expense. I dare say someone of action, such as yourself, enjoys nary a moment's respite. The battlefield beckons even now, I'm sure, but for this day we bid you lay down your burdens and raise a glass to peace and prosperity. Every time, man, that happens, it don't go well. Wait, this is a one-on-one dinner with Sir Emmerich? Oh, I thought it was like a fancy party that he was mentioning.
To think the Moogles would prove such harsh taskmasters. Forgive me. I did not know you had suffered so in your quest for the horn.
Also, our plates are huge.
I must say, your spirited accounts always come as a welcome change from the arid reports which fill my days.
Yes, no thanks. Absolutely not. I can only be poisoned so many times. Watching people mix drinks after everything I've gone through fills me with so much suspicion.
Though I have lived in these lands my entire life, to hear you speak of them, there is much and more I have yet to see. Truly, yours was a marvelous journey.
Though perhaps a little long for my liking. Why not join me on the next? It wasn't all sunshine and lemon cakes. I know he can't, because of his current job position. I'll be nice. He's treating me, and I doubt he's one who would stab me in the back, though his staff I do not trust.
Long and arduous, aye. Not unlike the journey that Ishgard has at last embarked upon, thanks to the efforts of you and yours. By your deeds, you have helped us to lay the foundation for lasting reform. The formation of the Republic is but the beginning, for it is not only our system of governance which must needs change. We, the people, must learn to let go of our hatreds and rise above our bloody past. I only pray that I live long enough to see us achieve some measure of success, that I might know the lost did not die in vain. I can still see you there on the steps of faith, striding fearlessly towards the worm. If you could do that, who are we to balk at the challenges ahead?
Because sometimes people are the scariest things of all.
The question of how best to strengthen ties with the other great nations of Eorzea has been debated at length in the Lords and Commons of late. As you may imagine, maintaining stability during this period of historic upheaval is our paramount concern. Nevertheless, we are greatly indebted to the Alliance for their support during the Grand Melee, and it would be remiss of us not to repay their faith in kind. Of course, we owe you the greatest debt of all, and it is my hope that in extending our support to you and the Scions, we might also express our gratitude to our neighbors, nay, our fellow Eorzeans, whom we pray you will continue to protect. The Lords and Commons agree on very little, but not a soul in either house begrudges your order this offer of patronage. For all you have done and will do, we thank you.
I appreciate it. Now get a poison tester. A proper third-party apothecary.
May I ask a personal question? Now that the dust has settled, what will you do? Not as a scion, I mean, but what do you want for yourself?
Well, I still have other friends to find.
Lord Commander, pray forgive the interruption.
As for myself, the goal was just to get away from the past hurts.
News from House Fulton?
An urgent message for the Warrior of Light. I was instructed to deliver it without delay. Master Thancred returned to the manor a short time ago, bearing an injured maiden. Master Leveilleur and Mistress Tataru are tending to her wounds, but they like not her chances. Respectfully, my lord, they have requested the Warrior of Light's immediate presence.
You must go to them, my friend, and I shall go with you.
Okay, is it gonna be Ida or is it gonna be somebody else?
Every ending marks a new beginning. From tragedy and sacrifice, we rise to greet a new dawn, as did she. Only to be drawn unto another battlefield, another cause, as if by fate.
Well, we aren't even done with the expansion yet, so, yeah. Like, I don't want to be rude at turning down their invitations, but just too much has happened for me to trust anybody in this setting. Oh, right, I forgot about Elise. Since last time.
Is that...
Alize, Alphinaud's twin sister.
Yes, I forgot that she made like a 5-second appearance at the ending of the last partial expansion.
She ran afoul of the Warriors of Darkness. I had been tracking them since the ceremony at Falcon's Nest. Little did I know I was not the only one. Evidently, she had learned of their activities and attempted to shadow them on her own. Poorly. I rescued her in the Heavensward, and together we fled north. But though I made every effort to cover our tracks, they caught up with us on the Ishgardian border. And in the ensuing struggle, Alize took an arrow to the shoulder. 'Twas only after we had made good our escape that I realized it was poisoned.
I guess if it wasn't me, it had to go to somebody. Somebody has to get poisoned in one of these expansions, it seems.
Thank you for coming so quickly. And you, Sir Emmerich.
Think nothing of it. How is she?
We have done all we can for now. Although the immediate danger has passed, the poison yet lingers in her blood. We came to Eorzea together, hoping to bring salvation to the realm our grandfather gave his life to protect. But when confronted with the bitter realities of its politics and its petty powermongers, she was driven to anger and to doubt. She refused to become embroiled in what she termed Eorzea's squabbles and distance herself from the Scions. Though she remained hopeful of a brighter future, she would walk her own path. Would that it had not been so perilous. For all our differences, she's as dedicated as any Scion to the salvation of Eorzea. But more than that, she is my sister. To be reunited with her, only to lose her forever. Gods, even to speak the words.
Take heart, Master Alphinaud. She will be attended by our most skilled chirurgeons. Bear Mistress Leveilleur to the infirmary at once. Apprise Captain Whitecape of the situation, and inform him that she is to be treated as my personal charge.
Alphinaud, is the Warrior of Light, is she with you? Don't go, there is something I must say. The Warriors of Darkness are in league with the Ascients. Slaughtering the Primals is but the first step in their plan.
Which means I'm technically part of that too, since I've also been slaying primals.
They make for Zelvatol to bring about Garuda's summoning and to kill her. You must stop them.
Guessing they're harnessing like a lot of power or something every time we do?
I shall inform the others at once.
Master Thancred, I would ask that you accompany Mistress Leveilleur to the infirmary. Your knowledge of her injuries may well prove useful in determining her treatment.
Of course.
I wonder if this has anything to do with the A Realm Reborn extremes. Surely they won't let her. Yes, I know. We must trust in Captain Whitecape and his Chirurgans. They do not bring Estinian back from the brink of death. I'm uncomfortably reminded of how he mocked me for playing his bedside for days on end. What say you, my friend? Shall we turn our attention to a matter whose conclusion we've yet to have the power to influence? Okay. So, let me just check my journal really quick. That's Pharaoh Sirius, that's Odin. Ultima Ballad. You know, I kind of want to make a really quick detour. See if Thancred has any more primals. If only because I feel like these storylines are tying together. Also, nobody told me that you can quick drop by reselecting your mount. I had to learn that the hard way. I've been slowly descending this whole time. Okay, good. Oriante doesn't seem to have any more primal quests at the moment. As one age endeth and another doth arise, do our struggles wax and wane? What would thou asketh of me? What of the primals? So another primal has arisen in the northern lands, one who's most transcendent than all who've gone before, and those that thou didst fell are returned once more, imbued with hitherto unseen strengths by the paragons. These servants of darkness continue to grow their dark seeds. To ends none but they know, we must needs remain vigilant. Pray stand ever ready to call to arms, for none but thee canst prevail over these beings. With the Bahamut's banishment from the Aether, the 7 Umbral era is come to an end in sooth. I need a drink. I'm very thirsty today. In the abyssal depths of the dread primal's dements, thou did cast light upon the truth of Eorzea's rebirth. Yet until such a time as lasting peace doth visit the realm, that knowledge must needs remain locked inside our hearts. And though the veil hath been lifted from many and more mysteries, the haze which shroudeth the people's memory of the calamity yet eludeth thine explanation. I have but half-formed theories which I would share with thee if thou art willing to listen. With the combined might of the 12 failed to contain Bahamut, Master Louisoix mastered what strength remained to him and entrusted the hope to us in the future. 'Tis my belief that he invoked the power of the Keeper and sent Eorzea's champions to a place outside of time, beyond the reach of the Primal's wrath. Then when they rightly existed, these individuals did leave behind a rent in the fabric of reality. At the selfsame juncture, Master Louisoix struck down Bahamut, thus triggering the realm's dramatic regeneration. The occurrence of these events in rapid succession, I theorize I can't read. Oh, good lord around it. I theorize gave rise to the people's clouded recollection of the calamity. Basically, he altered it so much and he altered their memories with it. We do know that. Alas, there is no known way to restore those lost memories. Let it be enough that the umbral era is truly over, and the people may finally turn towards a brighter future, assured in the knowledge that a new warrior of light walketh with them. I'm curious more about that rift that you just mentioned. That by teleporting us, we created a rift. What's the rift? Okay, so there's no more extreme mode ones that I can do right now. Since I sincerely doubt I can probably do something like Odin on my own. Since that's meant to be done in like a big group. It's not just a small one, it's a big one. Shadows of the First. So the Warrior of Darkness and the Ascians are conspiring to bring about Garuda's summoning, and that they might put her to the sword. Oh wait, that's Alpha, no, sorry. Then when we first encountered them at Lost Nath, when they were confronting Ravana, gods, has this been their aim all along? What do you intend to do, Master Alphino? There is much more I do not understand, but know this, a primal summoning cannot be ignored. Alice risked her life to uncover this plot, and we squander her gift at our peril. Ren, will you accompany to Zephlatal and help me stop the Ixal's ritual? Bismarck 2.0 time, I think. Given that Ishgard shares a border with the Ixali homeland, we have a vested interest in the outcome of this ritual. Oh wait, no, Garuda, I'm sorry. I was thinking of the other bird people. There's 2 bird people. We've been willing to suffer the Beastman's intrusions into the Kurthan lands to a point, but the summoning of a primal is an escalation we cannot abide. You shall have your fastest airship, Master Alphino. The mountains of Zephlatal are not easily traversed, and this endeavor demands all haste. The gesture is most appreciated, Sir Emmerich, but I fear an aerial approach is destined to fail. This is their homeland, after all, and Ixali dirigibles are not to be underestimated. No, experience tells me the only conceivable approach is by land. I believe it would be wiser to cross into Zephlatal by way of Mountain Pass, east of Camp Dragonhead. In that case, I shall send instructions for a contingent at the Camp of Knights to be placed at your disposal. They will secure you a safe passage through the mountains and escort you thrice to Zephlatal. Though my men are unqualified to confront a primal, they are more than capable of contending with the Ixal. We should be glad of their assistance, Lord Edmont. In the event that Mistress Alice regains consciousness, we will share with you any additional information she may provide. May the Fury watch over and keep you safe. Then let us be off. We can procure any additional supplies we require in Camp Dragonhead. Sorry, I don't know why I'm so, like, extra fatigued today. Actually, I should talk to you. I shall send word of acting commander at Camp Dragonhead of your imminent arrival. Who knows, they may even spur me to nominate a permanent replacement. I've put off the task for far too long. Okay, now let us go. Have you everything you require then? Excellent. The entrance to the pass is at the north of Nadalan and due east of Camp Dragonhead. Though it's normally guarded by a score of Ixali warriors, I've been informed the House for Tom Knights have already dispatched them. The enemy's gate lies open. We need but walk through. Am I gonna actually face Garuda again? Because I've already done her on regular, hard mode, and extreme mode. Would they really increase it again? They haven't really learned the mechanics that well, considering I did it solo. Beyond Blazing Solid territory, we lower our guard at our peril. We have everything in hand here. No need to worry. And may I say what an honor it is to work with you. Beyond this gate lies a trail which will lead us to the Zephytal. According to my map, it looks to be relatively straightforward of a route, albeit though exceedingly dangerous territory. Master Nightmare, Master Alphino, as you can see, the gate is ours. Be advised that our scouts are reporting increased activity around the first mountain. Simply put, they're up to something, and I don't want anyone interfering. We'll stand ready to escort you to Zephytal and aid you as you see fit. The enemy will be thick on the ground. Upon arriving, let us advance with care as we search the site of the summoning ritual. If the gods are good, we should only have to contend with the Ixal, but if they are not, we may be forced to do battle with the Warriors of Darkness. Zephytal, now accessible. Regular duty has been added. Okay, I can go in with a party of NPCs. Do I wish to do it in my current class? Because I'm doing this more for just the leveling. It should be fine. Also, hi there, DJT. We're continuing with Heavensward MSQ. The little slugs. Seems the icy winds don't reach as well here. Ooh, falling debris. Alright. Note to self. Mind the ceiling. There. Ooh. Everything is crumbling around me. They don't move with me, do they? No, they don't. I'm not the tank? Well, technically I'm pseudo-tanking, considering it's a solo dungeon. With NPCs. No, bring it back into the circle! Why are you leading it away from my AoE? Like I said, I'm just in this class more for leveling purposes. Every time that happens in actual dungeons, I have it run through my head Joe Cat's dialogue, though. If someone puts down a useful AoE, stop fucking running away from it! Oh right, I have this one now. I'm so used to being in lower level dungeons only. The only thing that ever pops in my roulette. here? Doesn't seem to be. I think this one was, yeah. Don't mind me, just attempting to learn classes. Countdown Season 2 trailer showed the date. That means it should be coming out relatively soon. Usually at least within a year. Alright, boss time. Is he attached to a balloon? I mean, I guess that's one way to make a jetpack. Actually, I should be. Probably can't get him up there. He'd be floating. Surrounding the entire arena. Does this shoot us up a certain direction we want to go? Is that what that is? Is he attacking us, or was he attacking that? Start of summer. That sounds like a few more months then. No, don't be escaping. Ta-da. Valkyrie bracelet appealing. Wonder if there's any feather gear in this dungeon. See a Gubu. Endless ones. Who seems surprised to see us. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, Bird Brains? No summoning the primals. It's bad for the environment. Oops. Wait, no, I got it right. Okay, that's just Alphina's carbuncle. I'm like questioning if it's a key at first. What about you over here? Are you important? Can I group you guys up? If only we could punch pollution in the face for it to stop. I mean, technically, all things considered. If there is a known face to pollution, which there often is, that does in fact mean it can be punchable. Oh, not that. Sorry. I was aiming for the one up top. One second. Valkyrie Ring of Healing. Lots of rings. I'd love some feathered headgear. You know, to match my character. Gate is locked tight. Alright, who dropped the NPCs? They not be as involved as other players. Why are you guys just standing at the door? Alright, fine. Warp through. Goodbye, party. I'm off to face the Ixal by myself. Are you going to prove to be better ninja by spawning behind me? Yes, you are. I wonder if any of this gear is better. Nope. Wait. They have pigs! They have little baby piglets in here. Ixal Farm? The achievement Midler has a feathered headband. I'd have to check it out. See if it fits what I'm looking for. That is a big staff. That is an I am overcompensating staff. I know it's meant to be a big fan, but... Is it this one? Yes. Get to see a game of me attempting to remember the chakras. Where did I stick? Didn't do it fast enough. Okay. He's apparently gonna attempt to blow me off the arena. run towards me.
Away with you! Release!
It's gonna take at least 15 seconds. I'm gonna stand with the tank just in case. Ow! Oh goody, I get Alphino! This is a not team up kind of moment, Alphino. Okay. The wind. That's all I got to see of him. Gloves of Fending. I have my 270 gear equipped, so not too concerned with that. The only thing I'm missing is some rings and stuff. That's why I was also checking. And for the aesthetics. Man, you guys got a whole airship village up here. There's the special stones. That's gotta be where Garuda's gonna be. Oh, there's one over there. You too good for the sand circle.
Release!
Yeah, that new RPG came to a massive critical acclaim from what you have seen. It's pretty good. What new RPG? You mean 14? Oh, it's a gondola. I wasn't expecting that. I was kind of expecting it just to blast me across, like Oxandu does. Have you played the acclaimed critical MMORPG with a free expansion up to Stormblood? I'm assuming that's the joke being made here. Oops, damn it. I was on the wrong grid. No, Claire Obscure Expedition 33? Never heard of it. What kind of RPG is it? Action, turn-based, strategy, MMO? officially out of the loop. You seem more special, but... Are you an actual boss? No, I'm assuming that's gonna be a boss. Up in there. This place kind of gives me Spyro the Dragon vibes just a little bit. Like for the Peacemakers area. Mixed with Blowhard. We're not Garuda. You're Garud bruh. What these are for. And then we get pecked by birds. On silver for glory, we now call Squawk. Oh no, there she is. Everybody find a corner. Is she actually here? I can't seem to target her. Okay, she was summoned more like how we summon. You guys do that so far away. "15 seconds. Okay, he's gonna call Garuda. I'll hold on using my fury here. Everybody at the 4 points.
For the House of Levia!
Oof. This guy's a tad more beefy than what I am used to. NPC stats probably aren't as beefy either as actual teammates. Oh, come on. We're gonna get him with the kunai at this rate. Why do your birds sound like elk? Reindeer borbs. Who combined the Mises and the Geeses? It's made by the French, turn-based, but more like Mario Bros. RPG than the ATB and Final Fantasy. The tone-wise, I would say it's a mix between Final Fantasy XIII and Type 0 vibes. Interesting. Hearing that it's French, though, reminds me that Fuga's getting a third installment as well.
So they were unable to see the ritual to its completion. Then Garuda is no longer a threat, and whatever the Ascians and the Warriors of Darkness were planning has come to naught.
I don't know, I saw Garuda a couple times.
But we should not tarry. The knights have secured our path to safety.
Well, well. What do we have here? You'd better not have killed the Primal without us.
Even better, we prevented the summoning.
You!
Wait, I know you. Still walking, I see. I could have sworn my aim was true.
Wrong sibling.
Just what is your game? Leading us the long way so these fools could step in and claim our prize?
Wait, is that Ariane?
Let's not make hasty accusations. By the look of things, the ritual was proceeding as planned.
I don't remember there being
We arrived at
an
the
elf with
appointed
them.
hour. 'Twas they who erred.
It is hopeless. We cannot face them all.
Do mine ears deceive? A boy! So that's the way of it. Twins! You had me worried for a moment there. Know that I will happily make it quicker for you, if you just stand still.
Enough, Jarumul. We wouldn't want to upset the man in white with any unnecessary bloodshed now, would we?
I'm still thinking that's maybe Ariane on the right.
You've been awfully busy since we were kind enough to spare your lives.
Since I know he's working with the Ascians.
While you were idly consorting with the Ascians, you mean? 7 hells! What could you possibly hope to achieve?
He knows we've only seen the lower half of his face, so of course that's what he covers.
Should I explain it to you? Very well. Consider it a reward of sorts for beating us here. You know the tale of Hydaelyn and Zodiac, I take it? Of the Great Sundering and the reflections it created?
Across 10 and 3 they were divided. Reflections of the source, each possessed of shards of light and dark.
Just so. One of those reflections, the one nearest to the source, is our home. And we were the heroes blessed with her light. But not all worlds hold light and dark in equal measure. In ours, the power of light was greater by far.
So you're literally from like another dimension?
So the Ascians, who once threatened our home, were no match.
And they fell before us, one after another, till none were left. Victory, we thought. And then came the light. A flood of pure, blinding radiance, annihilating shadow and color and life itself. Ere long, it will consume our world, leaving naught in its wake but blank perfection.
Hey, Final Fantasy III and possible Kingdom Hearts.
That cannot be. Do you honestly expect us to believe such a story?
Believe what you like. But it has happened before, on a world far removed from ours. The 13th, which was swallowed by the dark and transformed into what you call the Void. Unchallenged light would condemn us to a similar fate. And so we joined hands with our former enemies, and with their aid came here, to the source. For there is but one way to restore the balance and save our home. The Ardor. Calamitous destruction with the power to break down the barriers between planes and see our worlds rejoined.
You would doom our world to save your own? What would even become of us? Of you?
Enough. I tire of talking. You know our cause. You know what is at stake. We are prepared to do whatever it takes. Are you?
Well, it still kind of relates to Final Fantasy III because the Warrior of Darkness thing was told more in like a backstory in a library than something you experience yourself. It was the same sort of deal, though. A Flood of Light did exactly that. And so the responsibility between us ping-pongs to keep it in check.
If there is aught you would say it. Otherwise, begone. You have no friends here.
Awkward. Also, if he speaks, we'll immediately know who it is. So he cannot. I'm assuming you mean Xenoblade situation as in with the world, something which wasn't super discussed until later games past one. But hey, you can call the Void the 13th now. It kinda, there's an old manga that I've been rereading lately that fits this really, really well. So unfortunately nobody's gonna know what I'm talking about, but it's called Planet Ladder. It's technically a shoujo manga, but it's really more of, like, seinen for tone. Basically, the Earth got split into, like, 9 different dimensions because of a calamity, and each one lives, like, its own life and society. For a time, they were identical, but as the cultures changed on them over thousands of years, they sort of became their own, individual cultures and planets. But since there's just thinly veiled separations of dimensions between them, they can pass between one to the other if you have the technology to do so, but over time each one starts facing a calamity and is slowly dying off, and the main protagonist, she basically has to pick one. She's told, you are like this saint from prophecy, and you get to pick one of these 9 planets, and every other one will ultimately find a way to be destroyed. And figuring out, okay, how the heck do I fix that? So our Earth is one of them. Another one got, like, completely consumed by plague. Another one got destroyed by war. So it's very similar in concept to that. If I had, like, the visuals to show you, it might make more sense. But they were all spawned from, like, one Earth. The dimensions sort of split a little bit, and now we have all these other ones. But most people don't know they're there. Unless their culture was formed around finding this priestess. At last I can breathe easy. As accustomed as we are to fighting the Ixal, it isn't every day that we charge into the stronghold. All things considered, we should be grateful to have survived the encounter. Do you think it could be true that to save their world, they must bring ruin to ours? No, it matters not. Such wanton destruction is beyond justification. Perhaps whatever balance we have here unsets the balance over there. Whatever their reasons, they must be stopped. The sacrifice, the loss, it ends here. Seems our work here is done. No reason to linger any longer than we have to, eh? 'Twas a pleasure to work with you. I pray the Fury grants me an opportunity to do so again. Trust me, sir, you don't want that. Two sides of a coin. Forgive me. This is neither the time nor place for idle introspection. The knights can appraise Lord Edmont of our success, and we, the Lord Commander, more importantly, I should like to see if my sister's condition has improved. You may take a moment of yourself if you wish. I will be at the congregation. Yeah, I haven't finished the series yet, but I have started rereading it, and it shares so many similarities to this. Okay, where am I going? I'm going to the congregation right above the broom. Though our principal foe lies defeated, we shall continue to keep our order inside the walls and protect the citizenry. That much at least as the duties of the Temple Knights remains unchanged. Your deeds have scattered the dark clouds that have long loomed over Ishgard. On my oath, we shall not squander the bright future you have won for us. What do I think the 7 calamities are then? Is it the 7, like, astral or umbral phases? Like, to them, it might be the 7 astral phases. I'm curious if to us, maybe it's different and it's the 7 umbral phases? Have we had 7 umbral? I'm trying to remember. So that's the first thing I hear of, is like the astral eras, when you give a number to it. It brings me joy to see you safely return to us. What news from Zelfatol? Then we are not too late. On behalf of Ishgard, I order you my deepest thanks. As for we who remain behind, Mistress Shistola has been tending to Mistress Alice in your absence, and I'm pleased to report that she has regained consciousness. I imagine you have many questions, especially given your recent encounter with the Warriors of Darkness. I know I do. Come, let me show you to her room. Do not worry, her condition is much improved. She is a resilient one, much like her brother. It also could be, this is a really big spoiler, similar to some events in Tales of Symphonia. I can't say too much because of how big a spoiler, but if you know, you know.
Alize, how are you feeling?
Playing hot potato with the mana of the world.
Well enough, brother. Thanks to the kindness of our hosts. When they told me you had departed for Zelfatol, I found that I could rest. The outcome seemed a mere formality, as did your safe return. Thank you, my friend.
I take it your mission was a success.
As if we needed any further confirmation that they are in league with the Ascians. But to save another world? I think not.
I too thought his story fanciful at first. But it is possible there may be a kernel of truth in all of this. At the very least, none of his claims contradict the word's account.
You were following these people, Alice. Why?
During my travels, I had oft enjoyed tales of the Scions and their exploits. But after a time, I began to hear whispers of a gifted and theretofore unknown band of adventurers. Adventurers who had supposedly sworn to travel the realm, slaying primals in the Scion's stead.
So an astral era is the time before, a calamity and an umbral era is the time after. Yes, but I'm wondering if peace times here equate to maybe bad things happening there because of the flow of Aether.
The Warriors of Darkness. And in the course of investigating these rumors, you stumbled upon the Ascians' involvement.
like, oh, our Aether here is starting to get restored, which means maybe it wanes in some of the other parallel dimensions, causing other forms of strife, and therefore to them a calamity, and to us an astral era, and then vice versa, maybe? I don't know.
Yes, exactly.
Forgive me, but if these warriors of darkness mean to bring about another calamity, to what end do they hunt primals?
To prompt an escalation. To deepen the beast tribe's feelings of helplessness and despair, and thereby drive them to summon ever more powerful gods. And lest we forget, these events do not occur in isolation. With their patron deities being slain left and right, the news of man's victory over Nidhogg must surely have sown panic in the minds of the beastmen. 'Tis no wonder they wish to defend themselves.
The more powerful the primal summon, the more crystals that we use, which is more aether that gets wasted.
Power answered with greater power, death with more death. A vicious cycle fueled by fear and hatred. I know it's like all too well.
Indeed. The Ascians sow discord and desperation, and the warriors of darkness reap the harvest. And so it continues.
The fact that you call a harvest, though. Like, are they harvesting the aether?
Yet that is not the extent of their ambitions. The Ascian himself observed that once the powerless realize that the old gods have failed them, they will have little recourse but to look to a new one.
We cannot let that happen.
You're saying if you think he makes us desperate enough, we'll call upon Zodiark the way that we technically did Phoenix.
It should come as no surprise, but Alize and I have uncovered evidence that the Ascians have been manipulating certain parties to ensure that a constant stream of crystals flows into the hands of the beast tribes. If we sever these supply lines, we should at least be able to slow the escalation.
Agreed. Kral and I shall journey to Zelphatol and learn what we can of the Ixal's source.
Then I, for my part, pledge to lead a similar investigation into the origin of the Nath supply.
Sir Emmerich?
As a member of the Eorzean Alliance, Ishgard is honor bound to play an active role in maintaining the security of the realm. You might also say that I have some personal motivation, given the Ascians' dealings with my father. However, I make no secret of the fact that my knowledge of primal beings is scant at best. As such, I should be most grateful if one of your order were to assist me.
Allow me, Sir Emmerich. I have dealt with the Nath before.
Me too, buddy.
Let us consult with Orianja then. Given his dedication to the study of primal beings, I should be surprised if he could not tell us something of value.
Yeah, and get manipulated all the way. I have to check something after this cutscene to try and remember what the other 7 things have happened. I have an idea, but I want to check it first.
Allow me to accompany you, brother. And before you think to refuse, know that I am not the girl I once was. I shall not be a burden. You have my word.
But Alize, you...
We'll count it in the journal together.
You are more than welcome. After all, it was you who set us upon this path.
Wait a minute. I'm afraid I can't allow you to leave just yet. Not until you try on the new outfit I prepared for you.
Seems everyone's getting new duds. Yeah, let me check something. One, 2, 3. primals have we fought? 4, 5, 6, 7. Although there are other ones. Is it just the main ones? Could it be the summons? It has happened 7 times from the Heideling cutscene. Is it the crystals inside of me then, maybe? The ones that Gramps sealed up? Had to make glow, then they went dark, then I unlocked them again. I'm trying to think as if it's the primals or the crystals within me specifically. To think that the 3 of us plumbed the depths of the coils and confronted Bahamut himself. Had I not been there, I'd struggle to believe it. Nope, there's 6. Ha. Does the mother crystal count if there's 6? Is the 7th allowed to be a little bigger than the others? Had I not been there, I would struggle to believe it. Shortly after we parted ways, I heard that she had taken to the road on her own, apparently a journey of self-discovery. Precisely where to, I never learned, though I suspect that was always by design. So she enjoyed hearing tales of her exploits, did she? My apologies for keeping you waiting. New outfit obtained. Right, then shall we be off? Tataru never ceases to impress, though for a moment I feared she might furnish you with an identical outfit. Praise the 12, she did not. Mother and father were rather too fond of making us wear matching clothes. Oh, you had those types of parents, the ones who always make the twins match. Did you remember the time at the stadium when that girl of yours crept up behind me in the hall and whispered... Sister, please, she was not my... can we not have this conversation in front of the Warriors of Light? So be it. Anytime, perhaps. To be honest, I wasn't planning on seeing you out just yet. When I set forth on my journey, I did so with grand ambitions, as you may recall. I promised I would not disappoint you. I pray you will forgive me if I do. A pleasure to have you with us. I've been meaning to ask about the carriage? What carriage? Pleasure to have you with us. The more the merrier, and maybe you can help see through some of this. New garments aside, I must say that you seem different, more resolute than we last met. You have the look of a woman who's ready to fight for the future of Eorzea. To the extent of my abilities, perhaps, but I have no delusions of grandeur, nor will I pretend to have found myself or any such thing. I am here today because I would regret it if I weren't, that is all. Fair enough. Let's depart the Waking Sands then and see if Urianger can be of assistance. I like your attitude. My gosh, I'm trying to think of what other 7 things. 7 times. 7 times. 7 times. What has happened 7 times? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've had 7 different main locations I've been to, since we haven't really been to Gear Albania yet. Is it something to do with that? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. Is it the nations themselves coming together? Oh, and it tells me where Othard is, technically. Since it's been mentioned in story. Pray return to the Waking Sands! The heck have I done 7 times? Haven't exactly been counting each time something specific occurs. Trying to think of it more supernatural. How many Asian butts have I kicked? Oriange, apologies for calling upon you unannounced. My master Alphino, would that the scholar had seen fit to grant me knowledge of thy coming, what bringeth thee and thine here to this day. Wondering why you're playing two sides, you double-crossing. The Warrior of Darkness has returned. Please allow us to explain. Oh, trust me, honey, he knows. I too have heard tales of the recent days of primal beings rising up only to be cast down by forces unknown. Alas, as thou didst observe, the seventh, but to spur the beast tribes to pursue their goals with redoubled fervor. We have two objectives at this time: to identify and remove the source of the beast tribe's crystals, and to take direct action to prevent any further summoning rituals from reaching completion. The second is easier said than done, of course. While we're fortunate enough to learn of the Ixal's plans before they came to fruition, I should be surprised if the Warriors of Darkness and the Asians did not seem to have some similar designs elsewhere of which we have no knowledge. Thou wert wise to come hither, for this very day did I receive tidings most troubling from across the Strait of Melchior. Ogomoro stirreth, and there are whispers that the Lord of the Crags neareth his return. Mere rumours, mark thou, but in light of thine own discoveries, thou can't afford to turn a deaf ear to the claims. Now we must ascertain the truth of the matter for ourselves. Let us consult with the Maelstrom forces stationed at Camp Overlook. Thank you for your counsel, Oriange. Pray inform us should you earn aught else. I shall. Ooh. What you thinking? If I may, brother, Oriange, is there anything else you would like to say? Maybe her intuition is a bit better than ours. I'll say. If not, then never mind. I only ask because you're normally rather more verbose. Nothing to add. Very well. Ere we depart, I wish to make a request. The Warriors of Darkness spoke of how the Ardor had the power to break down the barriers between planes, that our worlds might be rejoined. I would ask that you research this for us. Yeah, in Planet Ladder it's known as a collapser. I wonder if that has any relation at all. Being nowhere near as well read as you, I'm sure I wouldn't know where to begin. That said, I've heard tales of a promising tome. The Garen Oracles. Mayhap you could start there. Is it a book he's already read? By thy leave. Camp Overlook, was it? Very well. If he's possessed by an Asian, and it's the Asian in control, and the Asian hasn't read the book, but she knows it's a book that Oriange has read, maybe. In each calamity for marks of rejoining is the quote from the cutscene. Yeah, my stupid brain is still stalling out. Reputation. How many of these? 3 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. 6, 7, 8. Rejoinings of what? Rejoinings of what? Then how many times have slapped Heidelin? This big rock can fit so many souls. We shall speak anon. I prithee attend to Master Alphino and Mistress Alice. Oh, we have a supplier here? And I don't have this orchestration roll yet. Oh, my inventory! Oh, God! Hang on. Don't need... What? Hang... What is my gear levels? 270? Oh, I haven't fully upgraded other things yet. I have not upgraded my gloves. I am wearing old gloves. Well, that is embarrassing. Okay, so these are technically better gloves. Advanced melting forbidden, although it's for Lancer. What's it look like? I know I can give it to other things, but... Advanced melting forbidden... Oh, it's for Gladiator, that's also why. Nope, I don't need it. Goodbye! Leader of the band. Achievement! Give me that. Arms Mender. From the political landscape to our struggles against the Beastmen, little is certain and less within our control, but we can focus on the things that we have the power to change. Now that we have no need for reprisals, we can focus our efforts on locating the missing Scions. It may be that they are lost to us, but so long as we have hope, we must try. Okay, Outer Lenosha, here we go again. Yeah, it is here. Rejoining, are the worlds, like, bumping into each other slightly? That's kind of what causes the calamities in Nier as well, is the dimensions, like, knocking into one another. Come, let us speak with Commander Bloadine, and see if there's any truth to these rumors concerning the Titan's return. I should say Drakengard and Nier. Oops, your dimension has dragons and a sentient virus now. Our bad. Oops, the fantasy world of ours just bled into yours and brought every calamity with it. Our bad. Ah, that had better be sulfur. A tad stinky around here, is it? Is it the mines or the men? Heaven knows, at this rate I'll have to appeal to the Maelstrom Command for reinforcements. Whatever is it, we don't want any. Making some stinky fish stew or what? Well, fancy that. Just when my kobold problems look like coming to a head, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn turn up, itching to pitch in. Bloody brilliant timing is what it is. Right then, let's get to it. So our friendly neighbors in Ogomora have got much more aggressive of late, just as you said. Matter of fact, our scouts spotted one sniffing about the stores just now, likely looking to make off with an armful of crystals. I'll be damned if I'm about to let that happen. Lend a hand and help us search the camp for the little bugger, would you? You've spoken with the commander, then? Since the Crystal Tower raid, we went to the Void. You've already visited the 13th. Okay, so that was the Void. The realm of darkness itself. Complete darkness, no light. Although, some races in Final Fantasy are capable of living within the Void. The Ukes did for at least a generation or so in Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. Our Maelstrom friend seems notably more agitated than when we first arrived. Do you happen to know why that might be? Because their tribal crystal got destroyed, and as a result it sucked them into the dark side of the dimension, into the Void, where they lived for a really long time. But that's kind of hard to discern because one, Uke bodies are basically souls encased in armor, so they might have been able to withstand it better. And two, they have a really long natural lifespan to begin with. They can live like a couple 100 years. A kobold in the camp, you say? That would appear to corroborate Oriange's information, yes. But to be so reckless as to infiltrate a Maelstrom camp and draw attention to their efforts in passing strange. Well, there'll be time to think on this later. For the present, we must do everything in our power to prevent Titan summoning, and that means finding and questioning this kobold. And the Void Scent that live in the Void. Yep, they also live with those in the Void. They made like a whole new life there. For a couple 100 years. Surely all this commotion cannot escape the kobold's notice. If he has any sense, he'll attempt to quit this place, will he not? What am I looking for? Search for the kobold. Alright, little dude, where are you at? So they built like a whole small city in there. I mean, you're trapped for a couple 100 years. What else are you gonna do? And then they popped one of their crystal bearers back over in an attempt to get enough energy from our crystals, there he is, to rebuild their core crystal and therefore allow them back into the realm of light. Don't know if it'll have any relation, but it's like a little baby kobold. But even with 3, there is like a society. We never got to see it, but it is implied that there is one. Oh, we should probably check down here. Nope. I was gonna check out our... There you are. The koboldling. Yeah, it is a baby.
Stay away. Fire back. I'm not a... There's no use. Pointless. No use. Helpless. No use.
Checking the corners. Is he back in the camp? Or are we talking to Ellie, sir? Yep, koboldling. Here you are.
Oh, please don't hurt me. I only wish to talk. Yes, yes, just talk.
You talk with your feet? Get back here!
Oh, it was a stupid plan. Stupid, stupid, stupid. But if I tell no one, then everyone will. Oh, they found me again. What to do, what to do, what to do. I come in peace, only to talk. Speak, say, talk. So please, do not hurt me.
So this is our wily kobold infiltrator, is it? No wonder the soldiers were on edge. He could very well give one a bruised knee. Huzzah, I've got him. Fine work, Scions. So, little one, thought you could sneak into my camp, did you? Planned to steal my crystals, were you?
No, 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 I came to talk. To ask for help. But when your soldiers saw me, they drew their weapons and shouted, and I...
Now, let's take a deep breath and discuss this like civilized individuals. What is your name, child?
Pikmin Gabu of the 620th Order. At least, I will be a Pikmin. One day.
Makes me think of actual Pikmin. Well, Matt Gabu. I'm Alpha now, and this is my sister, Alice. Bren, the person who found you is our friend, and now that you know our names, we could be friends too. Now, Commander Bloadine here thinks you wanted to take his crystals, Gabu, but you said you came to ask for help. Why to us, and not your own people? What happened? Can you tell us? Is he from the main order? Maybe they don't temper the children. No one's going to hurt you, alright? Not while we're here, I promise.
The Patriarch, the Patriarch's gonna summon the Great Father again, and you have to stop him! Beat him! Fight him! Stop him! Gabu's parents said they didn't want it, along with many others, but the Patriarch wouldn't listen. He was so angry, raging, fuming, angry. He said that if they didn't have iron in their hearts, they would serve as a coke for the furnace, and then the guards took my parents and the others away, and I haven't seen any of them since.
Coke for the furnace? I did not want to believe it, but I've heard tales of the foci fashioned from the bones of beastmen, which worshippers use in their rituals, hoping to summon more powerful incantations of their gods. Yeah, I recovered several. By the 12, that is sickening. They're going to make sacrifices.
No one listened to Gabu, no matter how much he cried. Pledge, beat, begs, cries. They do not listen, only talk about punishing the overdwellers and praising the Great Father. Gabu loves the Great Father, but he loves his parents too. So please help Gabu to stop the Patriarch and save his parents.
Commander, advise the Maelstrom Command that Titan summoning is imminent. Should the worst come to worst, we'll require their support. Time being of the essence, we three will attempt to infiltrate the Kobold stronghold, secure their crystals, and free the prisoners. Well, if you're sure, you'll forgive me if I don't seem optimistic. We'll make ready just in case. Do you know that there are collectors who will pay a fortune for Beastman ritual artifacts? It's so perverse.
I tried talking to the others, but they wouldn't listen. So even though I was afraid, I came here.
I have faith that we may yet stop the ritual. We should surely be detected the We would surely have detected the associated etheric disturbance a Titan manifested already. Yeah, but if that's the case, his parents are already dead. But I cannot speak for the prisoners. 12 have mercy that they would even contemplate sacrificing their own flesh and blood. Brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers. Time is of the essence. We must see what else Gabu knows and formulate a plan without further delay. Let's pray that we still have time to save Gabu's parents. The beast that mourned at the heart of the mountain. Knowing what sort of twisted monster would consider a ritual focus a work of art, knowing full well how it was made, and we call them beastmen? She has a point.
I heard that the Great Father, Titan, loves crystals, cherishes, covets, loves them. And if we gather enough, he'll return. And that's why the Patriarch told everyone to go forth and gather them. So I was thinking, if you take all the crystals away, maybe the Great Father won't come.
Ah, very good, Gabu. I was thinking about the same thing. Do you know where the crystals are stored?
Oh, I know. Several spots are defended by different orders. Gabu wanted to steal them, but he was too afraid to go alone. Yes, too afraid to go alone. But together we could take them away and hide them. Come, Gabu will lead you to the first cache.
Whatever we can do, little dude. Yeah, because if we wait until it's summoned, it's going to be too late. Pray see to the crystals. Alice and I will stand guard for any errant patrols. That seemed hardly fair. Then again, they only have themselves to blame.
Quickly.
Do you have them all? Good. Lead on, Gabu.
This way.
They dare not mess with me. I'm far too overleveled. Where? Ah, here. What are you waiting for? We stand lookout, you take the crystals.
If they find us, you'll protect me, won't you?
If I did not know any better, I would say this crate was... Is it rigged?
Are they fake?
Time is short. If you have the crystals, we should move on to the next cache. Why are we keeping them? Did you hear me, brother? Brother? Aye, it's just that... I'm quite certain this crate once bore Ishgardian seals. Someone took great pains to remove all traces, but enough remains to make out the pattern. See for yourself. I struggle to imagine kobolds traveling to Kurthus to obtain crystals, much less bothering to conceal their origins. I suspect these crystals were smuggled into Vilbrand by another party, most likely pawns of the Asians, as Thancred speculated.
I don't understand. Who are the Asians? Do they worship Great Father Titan too?
And never you mind about that. As Alice said, we do not have a lot of time. Can you lend us to the next cache, Gabu?
Yes, of course. Gabu knows the way. This next one is the last and very large. Very big, very huge, very large.
Guys, I'm running out of pocket space. Where are we keeping these? We should pack the crystals and leave. Now. The kobolds could stumble upon our handiwork any moment.
But they were here. Heaps and heaps of crystals.
Caboose said the cache would be here, but unless I'm mistaken, it's remarkably well hidden. They've already started to move them. That means it's beginning! Or either been caught onto, or it's beginning. Though you cast about for a time, you see no sign of crystals. Confound it. What about you, Bren? Any luck?
Nothing, nothing, nothing. This cannot be. Caboose saw them. Spied, spotted, saw.
Think, brother, think. They must have moved them, yes. The question is, where to and why? With the Gomorrah, where they summoned Titan once before, and meant to do so again, it's the only explanation.
What about Mother and Father and others? We have to help them.
And we will, Gabu, we will. Stay calm. We still have time. They have yet to call for the remaining crates, yes. If they had, then they would have found the other caches empty and surrounded by the alarm. Nonetheless, they believe the time for stealth is past. We must breach the navel and seize the remaining crystals. There's no other way to prevent Titan summoning. But first, give me your crystals, that I might deliver them into the Commander Blodine's custody. We dare not take them into the bowels of the mountain. Otherwise, there might be a resonance. Alphinaud's right. It would be folly to deliver the kobolds to the very thing we sought to deny them.
Oop, not that. Mother, Father, we're coming.
Crystals, Bren, if you would be so kind.
Thank you.
I shall deliver them to Camp Overlook for safekeeping. And brief Commander Blodine on our situation. Pray go on ahead. As I recall, there's an Aetherite within Gomorrah mines that should deliver you to the navel. Gabu doubtless knows the way. Wait for me there, and I shall rejoin you anon. Strange. I would have thought you eager to remain in the thick of action. But if this is what you would prefer, then Godspeed, brother.
This way, this way.
Right, into the mines we go. I have to go all the way around.
Found you. I hope the Patriarch and my parents are there.
I take it this is the Aetherite we seek. Right then. As soon as Alphinaud arrives, we go. I trust you're feeling suitably heroic. There's no telling what sort of resistance we'll face in there.
Quickly, you clods. Briskly, swiftly, quickly. I will not suffer any further delays.
Well, too bad. You're gonna have to. Lay down your arms and surrender. We have your crystals. There'll be no summoning this day.
Overdwellers here, but how did you... Where are my parents, Patriarch? Where are they?
I cannot tell if they are still alive or not. No, they are not. I only caught a brief glimpse.
Mother? Father?
Cook for the furnace, you monster. How could you?
We are but servants of the Lord of Crags. We are his. And he may drink of our blood and partake of our flesh. That he may draw upon the strength of his children and defend them from tyranny of the Overdwellers.
No, Elise. Not yet. Well, at least I have a place I can probably take him. With our goofball order. That's a distance from them. I understand, Patriarch, I do. Your fear, your anger, your hate. I would do anything to protect your people. Anything to deliver them from despair. You would do anything. Whatever it takes to ensure that those who threaten you can never do so again. But in your single-minded pursuit of this objective, you've brought suffering to your own kith and kin. You've sacrificed the lives of the very people you sought to protect. But it need not be this way, Patriarch. Renounce this bloody course, cease your attempts to summon your god, and work with us together to build a lasting peace.
Another peace to be abandoned at the Overdweller's convenience. Oathbreakers, all of you. Liars, betrayers, oathbreakers. You take and you take and you take, and when you have your fill, you sue for your peace. You promise that this time is the last, until you grow hungry again. And when we dare defend ourselves, you declare that this beast tribe cannot be suffered to live, that our god drains the land of Aether and brings naught but suffering, death, destruction, suffering upon us all. I will hear no more of the lies of you and yours, Overdweller. You've ruined your own lands. You'll not ruin ours. I said I'd come for you, and I did. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Say something, please. Please. Please.
It's his resonance that's gonna... Yeah. He's called forth with suffering, and you just made one of them suffer.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
Question is Titan gonna be angry at the other kobolds since they're the ones who killed the parents? Cause don't look at me, I didn't do it. Yeah. Yeah, he's the emotions of the summoner. He's not necessarily your god of the people. 7 hells.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Off you know. Leave it to me. Is he going after the baby kobold or the parents? He might only have a directive of destroy kobolds. We must away. And because he summoned a primal, has he been tempered? Go, Carby! Is Carby gonna be okay? He's breathing and I don't see any injuries, but I can't seem to wake him. By the 12, how could I be so foolish? I should have known better than to let Gabu accompany us, given what we were likely to find. His anguish and despair have served the birth of Primal, just as surely as it would the speculations of the faithful. Worse, being born of such tumultuous emotion, this incarnation of Titan seems to be incapable of naught but violence. If we've one cause for optimism, it's that while many crystals were present, they replenished but a fraction of the quantity intended for the summoning ritual. That is one strong carbuncle, meaning that Titan must be far weaker than planned. Be that as it may, he is yet a primal, and the longer we leave him bleed the land of Aether, the stronger he will grow. And Titan be permitted to leave Akomoro, more lives will be lost. The Maelstrom will rally their troops, and the cycle will continue. Bren, you know what must be done. Will you face the Lord of the Crags once more? As usual. Thank you, my friend. Alisai and I will tend to Gabu. When you have finished with the primal, look us up in Camp Overlook. We'll be expecting you. Does it really want me to confront the Titan in the naval, in hard mode? Oh. Just hard mode? Am I ready for Titan round 4? I guess? But if he's just hard mode, wouldn't I be able to do it myself? Like, just me, myself, and I? Would that count? Naval hard? Because, I mean, I do extremes by myself. This is much lower than that.
This isn't even his strongest form.
Level 50. Gracious me. It does no damage. Said I've come and I'm here. I am here. Okay, All Might. All Titan. I know I have enough to go berserk and stuff, but I Imperial Jump. Okay, that should get me enough of the way. Let's do this. Since we're near the exploding rocks. Yeah. The round should hold. Mother, father, I can't find you. Oh. Oh, is his soul in Titan? Ah, heck. And now we just wait. Does the soul of the summoner become the summon always? I mean, we got Shiva out, so maybe we'll be able to get him out too? Ysael, I mean? Oh, was that the case in the past too? We're only just now having this revelation. Wake up! Wake up! Why? We should be set to be able to do more fell cleaves. I'm sorry, little dude. I wasn't fast enough. Back in the rock I go. I've returned to the timeout rock. Alright, this should be the last round. Guessing. I feel cleaves didn't do quite as much as I thought they would. guess not. One more rock for the road. Singer for the song is the lead localizer. You mean for English? Man of multi-talents. There we go, that was the last spell cleave. A bit more strength at the end there. Alright, wakey wakey, kiddo. Did not need these, I don't know why I opened that. Where'd we go? I guess it's probably not smart to stick around here. Oops. He's awake! He's upright, at least. You're back. Gods, what a relief. Ah, there you are. Did I not tell you that they would return safe and sound? The deed is done then? Titan is no more. Good. There's been enough tragedy this day. He's been like that since he regained consciousness. We believe he can hear us, but he's made no attempt to respond. He's almost certainly still in shock, but we cannot discount the possibility that he succumbed to the Primal's influence, should that prove to be the case. He must be put to death like any other thrall. Such is the Alliance's policy, yes? You have the right of it. But we must not rush to conclusions. After all, we once feared that Ysael's followers were beyond reason, and many have since laid down their arms and accepted Ishgard's peace. We can but watch, wait, and pray. They have a house band called the Primals. That's funny. And they perform at FanFest. There's video of them. Interesting. I know what happened. God's help me. I was there. But the thought that we might have to... Seven hells, he's just a child. There's naught to be gained from dwelling on an eventuality over which we have no control. Much less one which may never ever even come to pass. Let us tend to more important matters, informing Commander Bloodine of Titan's demise, for example. You may be certain that we will be glad of the news. Would you be so kind as to break this to him? Also, having this discussion in front of the child probably isn't the best of ideas. I expect the Commander would enjoy hearing the tales of Titan's defeat from the one responsible, don't you? Because if he's not tempered, we can send him to live with the order that's just below the hills here. Ah, you're a sight for sore eyes. When the others came back without you, I feared the worst, but they said that they had matters well in hand. You settled it then, I'm glad to hear it, but not as half as glad as my will be when you believe me. Regardless of whether or not he was summoned properly, a primal's a primal, and there ain't a soul in the maelstrom that hasn't lost a friend to one. Don't get me wrong, like, we were all prepared to do our part, but we weren't so naive to think that we'd live to tell the tale. Thankfully, of course, it didn't come to that, which, my friend, sounds to me like cause for celebration. Now, I know you have places to be, but why not stay the night? We'd be honored to raise a glass to the triumphant return of Titan's Bane.
Who goes there?
But even then, there are thralls to a primal, but the primal itself seems to have a different soul based off of how it is summoned and who originally summoned it.
Oh, it's you. Forgive me for straying from the camp. He hasn't been feeling too welcome, to say the least. I thought a change of scenery might do him good. But, alas.
Like maybe because he's the summoner, he can regain himself.
So quiet out here. The stars spread out before us, beckoning across time and space. Dawn may banish even the darkest night. How bitterly beautiful, those words. I should be stronger for all my experiences. Yet my heart aches more than ever. I never understood why Grandfather gave his life that day. I thought that if I came here, I would find the answers I needed. But when I finally laid eyes on the land he sacrificed everything to save, saw firsthand the bickering, the pettiness, I was disappointed. I was angry. I could not fathom how these people were more deserving of his love than his family, than me. But when Grandfather revealed the whole truth of the calamity to us, I finally understood. And I resolved there and then to continue his legacy in my own way. My travels have been enlightening, but I cannot say that I have enjoyed them. I have lost count of the many petty crises that I was helpless to resolve and of the people whose actions I could not understand. There were others, of course. Good people. People with whom I felt a kinship, whose lives I could not save. I found myself asking what it was all for. Why try if I was doomed to fail in the end? But then I recalled Grandfather's words to my father, years ago, before he left Charlayan behind forever. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. We must all protect that which we hold most dear in the manner of our own choosing. We have to try, do we not? Of course, it's one thing to try and another to do. There were times while I was tracking the Warriors of Darkness when I faltered, when I was afraid. But then I thought of my brother, of Urianger, of you. Oh, pray forgive me. This conversation has been rather one-sided, hasn't it? Mayhap you could recount some of your adventures in Ishgard.
Wouldn't exactly call those happy times, though. This is different because I did the coils. Oh, the cutscene, you mean. I traveled far and wide with two companions, Estinian and Isael, who were under some rather unique circumstances. I had the pleasure to fight along Sir Emmerich when Alphinaud came at last to the Dravidian hinterlands. Maybe if I bring up Isael, we can find something for this old dude.
Gods! They must have been at each other's throats from dawn till dusk. I dare say you managed to keep the peace, though. Merely being in the presence of the Warrior of Light is surely enough to shame anyone into behaving. The hopes and dreams of so many rest on your shoulders, Warrior of Light.
Yeah, it's anxiety-inducing.
As long as the sun rises, we can but carry on. For the sake of those we hold dear.
It's a different line or two. Okay, so it's just a few minor changes then. Yeah, you have one too. And we're at the Waking Sands. I think.
To what end dost thou cling to the tainted gifts of the Mother?
Every tool has its purpose. Even this. Well, what is it?
The seeds sown in Vilbrand have been plucked from the earth and left to wither. Alas, Titan's demise sufficed not to drive the kobolds to deepest desperation.
What did the man in white have to say?
That we are to proceed as he did first set forth.
Well, that's easy for him to say. It's not his bloody world on the brink of destruction, is it?
Be thou well reminded that with an end to Ishgard's unrest, naught now remaineth to preoccupy the Scion's thoughts, and thus may they devote their every energy to thwarting thee and thine. I foresee only greater difficulties ahead.
Foresee? Are you sure you don't welcome them? I'm starting to think you might hold a candle for your old friends after all.
Pray do not mistake mine intent. I but look upon the path which lieth before us with due trepidation. Shouldst thou be of like mind, pray consider then another course. For the power to invoke the ardor belongeth not unto the Ascians alone. With thine own hand strike down thine enemy, the so-called hero who would see thy home lost to light. Do but this, and thou wouldst at a single stroke disrupt the all too delicate balance of this realm, plunging her straightways into chaos.
You do realize what you're suggesting, yes?
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. The words of my teacher, and a creed I hold close to my heart.
Well, Urianger might, whoever is in there, probably not.
Very well. Draw her out. We'll make it quick.
It shall be done. What good a creed one cannot uphold? What hurts soothed? What lives saved? Oh, hapless fool, what hast thou wrought by thine own hands? Minfilia, my friends, I shall not now beg your forgiveness. Full deeply though it paineth me to walk it, I shall not stray from my chosen path. As Moonbreeder remains steadfast, so too shall I.
Then what the heck is your motivation? I can't tell if it's him or not. Maybe he blips in and out? I don't know. I don't want to do this, but I must. You sure though? What knowledge do you have that we don't? And if you really trusted us as friends, why can't you just tell us? What hope, Bran? I trust you had a good night's rest. I was but this moment speaking with Thancred and Ustola via Link Pearl. They had some interesting news to share. Apparently during the course of their respective investigations, both came across what had once been the Shkardian seals. It would seem that someone in the capital has been very busy indeed. Accordingly, the Temple Knights have launched a full-scale investigation. Sir Emmerich believes that it's only a matter of time before the culprits are found, but we shall have to wait and see. In the meantime, it seems only prudent to look into the recent activities of the other tribes, in case they are flush with its guardian crystals, and with that in mind, I suggest we pray Urianger another... Wait, where's Alice? She was here a moment ago, with Kaboo. Would you be so kind to look for my sister? She is doubtless somewhere in the camp, but, well, I'm sure you'll find her. Whose side is this man on? Let me guess, it's time to leave, isn't it? My apologies for disappearing again. If it is any consolation, I've already packed my things. How is he? Brother, Commander Bloedine, something tells me you're not solely here out of concern for his welfare. But to answer your question, there's been no change. He will not speak or eat. I'm not even sure if he slept. If he did, he seems none the better for it. He just shuffles about with the same expression on his face. You will look after him, won't you, Commander? And treat him with every kindness? He's still in there, I know it. Beneath the anguish and despair, he's still fighting with all his heart. He deserves to be given that chance. Until he comes back to us, until we know for certain what has become of him. Ah, you needn't worry. If he hadn't risked his neck to warn us and help you secure the better part of the crystals, this could have turned out a damn sight worse than it did. We'll not soon forget that, and nor will the Maelstrom Command. I'm so sorry, Gabu, I truly am. You never have to be made to, and I cannot possibly understand. Mayhap there's something I can do or say. The pain, the anger, the helplessness. Hold fast to the memories of better times. Remember them as they were. And when it hurts so much your heart feels fit to burst, let it burst. Let it burst and fill up again with your love for them. And never ever forget. Come along, little one.
I will remember them. And thank you, Alice. Thank you.
Yay, progress! It might just be that he's traumatized. It might not have to do with the primal itself. Have faith, sister. Your words have reached him. In time, he will recover. And those who orchestrated these events will be made to answer for their crimes. A 1,000 times over, there will be a reckoning. Alright. Return to the Waking Sands. Can I see them here? Commander Bloedine. I don't see the kid, though. Judging by what the little feller said, I doubt he's been corrupted. Saying that, we'll keep him close till we heard a bit more, just to be on the safe side. Okay, so he is technically still around here somewhere. I don't know if he'd be on the map. He might be in a house. The Waking Sands. Yeah, I just had a brain moment where I'm like, how many elements are there for that joining? And there's only 6 at the moment without counting light or dark. Unless one of them... My brain is still thinking on that in between. We've heard the glad tidings from Ogomoro, my friends. By the grace of the 12 and your most valiant efforts, the people of Limsa may rest easy. Yeah, the thing is, too, I'm not used to Uriange's new voice, so I can't tell if it's an Asian's voice when he actually talks, or if it's just the new VA. I should like to think so, yes. Though we failed to prevent the Lord of Crags from manifesting, we did succeed in weakening him, enabling our friends to dispatch him before the Warriors of Darkness could make matters worse. It was by no means an unmitigated success, but we'll have to suffice. Then let us speak of another matter, one which weighs heavily on my lady's mind. As thou didst request, I sought out the Gurun oracles. Gurun oracles. I don't know how to pronounce that. That we might better understand the aims of the Warriors of Darkness. Though their copious use of allegory defieth any single interpretation, the oracles paint a most disturbing picture, one of worlds parallel to our own, apart yet linked, reduced to ruin with every umbral calamity. 7 times have they succeeded. Then of 10 and 3, only 6 worlds remain. Aye, all is as my lady Minfilia spoke unto thee. As for what becameth of the reflections when they and the source are rejoined. Frail, fresh, undone in umbral fires, each soul sundereth to her call, to flow into the endless sea, there to endure as one and none. Then do the Warriors of Darkness succeed? Everyone in their world will die? In essence, aye. The verse speaketh of the reunification of the flesh, and subsequent return to the life stream. However, this fate may yet be preventable to the alternative. For if the first were to fall to transcendent light in the manner the Warriors of Darkness described, it would give way unto a void wherein none may know either life or death. Far better to die, thy reason, for in death there is life, the essence of a soul which is returneth unto the source may be born anew, saved. Such, at least, is their belief, I surmise. Yeah, basically, if there's no world, we can't reincarnate. If that's true, then, gods, no one should ever have to make such a choice. Laughs and Planet Ladder in distance. Ever to speak further on the subject, I would share with thee another recent discovery. 'Twould seem that several sizable shipments of crystals have been discovered in the hands of a certain Alamegan party. Alamegans? Strange. And you believe this to be the work of the same Ishgardian smugglers who supplied the beast tribes? I know beyond a shadow of a doubt. And lest thou wonder at their motive, I would remind you that the Ascians did once attempt to bring about the summoning of Ralgar. The individuals who took receipt of these shipments are refugees belonging to a group devoted to the cause of Alamegan liberation. It may also interest thee to know that their Ishgardian suppliers appear to be none other than the remnants of the Elaine Real's network of spies. Surely you jest. And yet, it's not so surprising. Bereft of leadership and hunted by the Alliance, I can well imagine such villains being desperate enough to conspire with Ascians, assuming they even know, or care, who their new employers are. All of which is irrelevant, forgive me. We must seek out the resistance group which received the crystals without delay. Ren, Alice, will you come with me to Little Alamigo? Yes, of course. I shall like to hear what they have to say for themselves firsthand. May ever walk in the light of the crystal. Alphino, Alice, Bren, are you 3 listening? Good, I have tidings. Good or bad? The Temple Knights raided the smugglers' warehouses less than an hour ago. A cursory interrogation of the prisoners yielded confirmation that they were in the employ of, and I hope you're sitting down, a man in black robes. Then you have them, and the crystals too. What few remained, regrettably it would seem they dispatched one final shipment in the hours before we struck. It was bound for Little Alamigo, we're told, where it will be received by members of a local resistance group. Since Sir Emmerich's men no longer have need of my services, I have a mind to heed that way. As do we, by happy coincidence. We learned of the shipments but a few moments ago. And here I was thinking I might finally be one step ahead of the Warrior of Light and their little helpers. Wait a moment, there's more. And I defy you not to be surprised by this revelation. Just get to it, Thancred. The leader of the Ishgardian smugglers was formerly in the employ of one Elaine Royale, the infamous Ivy herself. Once again, Thancred, I fear I must inform you that... Thancred, with whom else have you shared this information? About the smugglers? No one. As I think I mentioned, the raid was less than an hour ago. I was planning to contact Y'shtola next, but is there someone else you would have me notify first? No, there isn't. How did Ariane get the information ahead of him? She questions. And if he had it, why wouldn't he share it with Thancred? What in the world has gotten into her? It's twice now that we've sought Ariane's aid, and twice she has treated him as if he was a stranger. The Archon was one of Grandfather's most dedicated pupils, and spent as much time at the Levelure estate as we did. He's practically a member of the family. Truth be told, I struggle to recall a day from my childhood when I did not see the three of them laughing together. If this continues, I may have to raise the matter. Later, though, little Alamigo awaits. Maybe because you spent less time with him, you're not noticing anything is amiss. But now you know how bad the Ascians are. 7 worlds and a whole lot of blood on our hands. Yeah. No sign of Thancred. Can't possibly be doing this just for Zodiark. I'll get to the bottom of this. Forgive me, it was a long day. Did you have something to say? Ariane, I've always struggled to understand what's going on in his head, now more than ever. Listen, Bren, if anything should happen, it should be me who... Just know that I'm prepared to do what must be done. Right then, to more pressing matters. Since we have no idea what Thancred might arrive, I suggest we see what information we can gather in the absence. I'm curious. Just throwing hypotheses and seeing what sticks. I'm kind of curious if, similar to that, they have to pick a world. And like, oh, we're choosing our own world, and maybe a way to keep it out of the cycle is to make it like a core world of sorts. We'll destroy all the other ones around us, pack their aether into ours, perhaps, and then maybe we'll have, like, one sustainable, functional world. Maybe that's the case? I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas. Let us pray that someone will be willing to speak with us about the Resistance. When we were free. So, to review. We're reliably informed that the members of the Alamigan Resistance operating here have taken receipt of several large shipments of crystals, our task being to ascertain who and why. Given the size of the settlement, I find it hard to believe that anyone here could be wholly unaware of the Resistance movements. The challenge, of course, will be finding individuals who are both able and willing to share such information with outsiders. It would seem sensible to divide our forces. Why don't you question the residents in the eastern half of town? Alice and I will do the same thing in the west, and afterwards we can rendezvous here and share our findings. Okay. Will the chief actually speak with me? Don't mind you. It's not that she hates you, she hates everyone. That's funny. Let me guess. Come to join the fight, have you? No need to deny it, friend. You're not the first to answer the Griffin's call. While he's lit a fire in every Alamigan's heart, he's also inspired more than a few Dons to pledge himself to the cause, and little wonder. The Garleans won't stop until we're all under the yoke. The Griffin's the leader we've been waiting for, mark my words. With his help, we'll finally take back our homeland. Oh, we got a new chief in here, do we? Is the old one usually in this spot or the other spot? I see you there, going around asking questions. Looking for the Griffin to thin his lot, I bet. Seems like they're the talk of Alamigo these days, folks wondering what he's about, what he's got in store for Garleans. And what's under that mask of his, of course. Some say he's hardly got a face, what with all the scars. Others reckon he's been marked for death by the Empire. And that they've sent a bloody legion that they knew was here. Your guess is as good as mine. Ever wear a mask like that? They're bloody hot. He must have a pretty damn good reason for wearing one all the time. I'd sooner stay indoors. Yes, sir, I went through an entire historical event. Thank you. And gave a shit about others in the process. What a concept. The Resistance? Damned if I know. It's not as if I'd be any use to him. If you set store by all these tales of secret weapons, good luck to you, but I'm afraid the masks, bedtimes... But I'm too old for the masked bedtime stories. This is our lot, and it's time we got used to it. Maybe if things were different, but they're not. I want to believe I do, but... Do I know about Berserk? A bit. Been meaning to start reading it, but I have not yet actually started. I've seen a couple episodes of the anime, but not the full thing. Yes, I know, it's sacrilege to not have gone through it yet, but it's so big. That was easier than expected, and there's not a soul here who isn't eager to talk about our masked friends. I suppose I should ask what you learned, but I think I already know. This Griffin seems to be the leader of a newly formed faction within the Resistance, the Masks. Yet despite their growing popularity, no one seems to know much about them, only that they're the most aggressively militant group to join the movement in recent memory. Indeed, many claim their commitment to the cause of Alamegan liberation is unrivaled. We can hope their revolutionary fervor is never channeled in the direction of a primal. Though I feel confident that this is the group that which received the crystal shipments, yet we lack proof. Before taking action, I would speak with the settlement's leader to confirm my suspicions, and mayhap enlist his help while I'm at it. Given that you and Gundebolt are already acquainted, I guess you could say that, mayhap it'd be best if you took the lead, shall we? I don't know, he doesn't seem to like me. Every time I'm here, he gives me sass. Not would please me more than to be wrong about all of this. To hear the people speak of him, Griffin sounds like a man, like a middleman in his middle years. But if that's the case, just what's he been playing at for the past 2 decades? If he's so devoted to the cause, why has he waited until now to do something about it? Unless, of course, he hasn't. I wouldn't wonder, to be fair. You personally don't like the first 3 arcs of Berserk. It might take a little while to get into. I'm guessing maybe this Griffin is supposed to be a parallel to Griffith. Much as it pleases me to see you again, Bren, I cannot help but wonder if I should be worried. I hear you and yours have been asking questions. The Griffin? I know of him. As do we all. He and his mask have become a leading faction within the Resistance. Though there was suspicion at first, given his secretive ways, he quickly proved himself a charismatic and capable commander. Men are drawn to his passion and vision. They truly believe that he has what it takes to lead them to victory. But I cannot help but admire the man for what he's accomplished. But I've not forgotten Wilrid. I was blind to the danger of ambitions, and you were not. The Griffin will soon deliver a speech to your people at the Sunken Temple of Corn. Go and see him with your own eyes. Weigh his words with your own heart. It's not necessarily that I wasn't just, privy to his ambitions, it's that he was a piece of shit to begin with. How convenient. 'Tis but a pity Thancred will not be here to join us. You two go ahead. I shall stay behind and wait for him. Whatever could be keeping him, if he's taken the scenic route, leaving us to do all the hard work, I shall treat him to a piece of my mind. It's all well and good that the Resistance is gaining new recruits, but we could do without the help of the corpses. I've not forgotten the crimes they committed in the name of the King of Ruin, nor have I any of the older generation, but these young ones, they're all too happy to let bygones be bygones. Men who can inspire such fervor in their fellows are destined to shape the world. In what manner, however, is not always clear, until it's too late. Ain't that the truth? The young ones were led astray once. Help us ensure that it never happens again, for their sake, and for Wilfred's. Homie, I am trying. Both in fiction and out of it. Alright, to the temple again. Is it gonna make me run Corn Temple again? Has it begun already? I hear voices coming from within. Okay, so who are you for reals?
Sisters. 20 years ago, Alamigo, our home, was claimed by the Garlean Empire. In our haste to overthrow the King of Ruin, we turned a blind eye to our foes in the north. With our glorious revolution, we but laid a path for a new tyrant to succeed the old. And when confronted with our failure, we fled. Not a day goes by that I do not think of those we left behind. Think of them and feel ashamed. And I know each and every one of you feels the same. We abandoned them, our own flesh and blood, to labor till their backs gave in and their breath gave out, building the twisted steel ramparts which now mar our once majestic mountains.
Also, you've got some pretty ritzy armor for the position you're espousing. Some of it reminds me of Kurthan armor, just a bit.
We abandoned them, the brave and true, to fight and die for their country. Or worse, to be conscripted and sent off to rob another poor bastard of his home. We abandoned them, the meek and powerless, to bow and scrape when the Garleans pass, to sully themselves that they might live to see another day of misery. The Black Wolf may be dead, but a new Imperial Viceroy reigns in Alamigo now. A beast, not a fraction as merciful. You all know the Eorzean Alliance will do naught to oppose him. For all their promises and platitudes, they will not act if there's no profit in it. Only we can free our brothers and sisters from the Empire's tyranny, my friends. Only we have the courage to stand and fight. They have imprisoned us. They have enslaved us. And they have murdered us. But no more! Blood demands blood, and the Garleans shall pay for every drop they have spilt upon our lands. This I promise you, for we have a power within us, my friends. A power befitting our pride, our righteousness. Only join us, and we shall grant you the means to unleash it, and together we shall see the Alamigan standard raised over the mountains of Gia Arbania once more!
Oh, are we finally heading there? Old Alamigo.
A power befitting their pride. Not at all ominous, that. Wait, is that...
Hey! Off wins!
What are you two doing here?
I could ask you what you're doing at the Primal Sacrament too, my dear.
I could ask you the same thing.
Well, well, this is quite the surprise.
If you see what I see, if you feel as I feel...
Might I suggest we continue this conversation in more agreeable surroundings?
For it is not strength of arms that will win this battle, but strength of heart.
You're gonna get singled out for leaving the crowd early. Also, it's not like we couldn't have waited until it was done. I will literally hold your hand the whole time to make sure you cannot escape.
Of all places to meet, it has to be fate.
Mayhap it's my imagination, but you seem rather more rugged and world-weary than when we last spoke. Glass... Don't throw stones in glass houses there, Papalymo. Words cannot express how glad I am to see you both alive and well.
You too. That was pretty obvious that you and Bren would be fine.
The Crystal Braves never had a realistic chance of capturing any of the Scions, divided as they were and distrusted by the better part of Eorzea. But if you truly believe that, forgive me. What exactly have you two been doing all this time? Repaying a favor. After the banquet, we had no choice but to flee Uldar, and we would have not been able to do so without the aid of some old friends from the Resistance.
That's right. They smuggled us out of the city and sheltered us in Little Alamigo, all at great risk to themselves. Obviously, we couldn't let that go unacknowledged, so we offered to help them out with their operations for a while.
Ah, so you didn't get teleported at all, you just got escorted out. When we learned of the Scion's exoneration, that Lodorito had severed all ties with the Crystal Braves and General Raubon had been reinstated, we resolved to make contact, but having long since discarded our link pearls as a precautionary measure, our opinions were rather limited. What, can they trace that like a SIM card? They've passed by this cell tower, sir. To make matters more complicated, we were embroiled in a delicate operation at the time, leaving me with little choice but to entrust a letter to the courier. I gathered from your puzzled expressions, however, that you never received it. Yeah, that's normal with my mail here.
To be honest, we thought this might happen. While the Mouse are happy to let the refugees spread the word within the community, they're pretty strict about communicating with outsiders. We also had a rumor that the Griffin doesn't want us meddling in his affairs.
The Griffin mistrusts the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Curious. It is well known that we're no friends to Garlemald. One would think that the man saw beseeching all and sundry to join his cause would welcome our support.
I should say that the man you saw was not in fact the Griffin, but an impersonator, and a talented rabble-rouser to boot. It would not surprise me if he were responsible for the majority of these public appearances. As you may have gathered, the Griffin is an extremely cautious and distrusting man who has made every effort to conceal his identity. Even when we participated in a raid under his direct command, we were never even permitted to approach him. It's hard to know what to make of all of it. The secrecy, the impersonators, the masks.
What? Says person wearing mask who have face I've never seen.
It's not as if I'm making all of you wear one, and mine only covers half my face. It's completely different. Anyway, when we heard the Griffin was due to give a speech, we thought it might be a good opportunity to get a better sense of the man behind the, For all the good it did.
And now you have heard the whole of it. But tell me, what prompted you to take an interest in the Griffin? So, about the primals.
Summoning? You're not serious. I can't believe it.
Resistance would never even entertain such a ridiculous plan. But the Griffin, well, the man is an enigma. I cannot say with any confidence what he would or would not do. I wonder if it's a man we know. What I can say, however, is that the speech I heard today was not the first to make a reference to power capable of defeating an empire. The mass have made many such claims of late, I confess. I'd assumed to be more bluster, but in the context of the shipments of which you spoke, it's not impossible that they're alluding to a primal.
Whatever it is, we found out together, and if anyone tries to stop us, they'll answer to me.
Yeah, because some of the members of the Crystal Braves, I wonder if it was maybe one of them.
Indeed. That is, assuming you'll have us. Do you honestly think he's planning to liberate Alamigo with the help of a primal? I mean, could he really be that stupid?
He's that desperate. What difference is it from us compared to the Beast Tribes in that respect? In respect, their tale is not so surprising. We had reason to believe that they had escaped with the aid of Alamigan refugees. After all, still, Tataru will be delighted to hear we've reunited, once we've attuned to the matters here, of course. Honorable heroes. If, as you suspect, the Griffin is indeed plotting to summon a primal, we must needs obtain confirmation while there's yet time to act. To that end, I propose we question his double. Given his role as the group's de facto mouthpiece, I should not be surprised if he were one of Griffin's closest associates. And while he may not be aware of the most sensitive details, he could probably tell us the mask's plan in broad strokes. Like the man who impersonates. However, he is wary of outsiders. He will not expose himself without suitable incentive. My plan is as follows. You and Elfino will pose as adventurers fallen on hard times, inspired by his words to take up arms for a notable cause. Yida and I, as members of the Resistance, will recount tales of your past achievements and testify as to your usefulness in the struggles ahead. When our enthusiastic assurances still ringing in his ears, he will decide to welcome you in person and will arrange a meeting. You will need to look the part that might maintain the charade until we have him cornered, at least. Here, this should be enough to purchase suitable garments from Tailbot, to have him rub a respectable amount of dirt on them from the good measure. Any questions? All seems simple enough. Thank you. With that, Bren, let's be off. Tailbot has an assortment of affordable clothing which he sells to refugees, some of in that lacks more than suffice. But if it in my name are not enough to secure his cooperation, pay him double. I shall see that you're recompensated. Our identities will be revealed, but that can't be helped. We don't have time for a clever approach. Okay, back to... Let me in. Let me in! There was that guy who didn't stop screaming about Alamigo. Yes, I'm trying to think of the name. Still alive, right? The one who lobbed off Rodon's arm. It's been a while. Well, don't look at me. You're the one with the sack of gil. You do have a sack of gil, don't you? Yes, Alphino. I have 3 million. You wanna buy what? I don't know what you're up to, but I want no part of it. Oops. A heavy leather pouch entrusted by Papa Limo. Not all problems can be solved with a fistful of gil. For the rest, one must need resort to a sack. In other words, they can all be solved with gil. Well, you're the ones with the gil, and seeing as your friends of Papa Limo. There, tunic and slops for the both of you, tailored and treated to your tastes. Now off with you, before someone else sees us together. Clothes make the man, as they say. Right then, I'll go and change, and I'll see you at the spot Papa Limo marked on our maps.
Do I have to?
Not again!
It haunts me.
Can I not escape this horrid outfit? Just never mind my really, really, really expensive boots. Well, look at us, a pair of down-a-heel adventurers seeking a chance to repace past glories. This should suffice. And now we play the waiting game. The Shrek fit. It is! Oh god, I just now noticed now that you said it.
My thanks, comrades. You must be the esteemed adventurers of whom I've heard so much. I understand you have taken an interest in our cause.
Alphino, you'd be very bad at poker.
A great interest, you might say. Your words have certainly made quite an impression on my friend and I. The Resistance has long, and some would say wisely, avoided open engagements with the Garleans, but you and yours seem confident against the world in arms. I can only assume you have good reason to be so bold. Why, one might even think you are planning to summon a primal.
Well, he's bad at poker and other things. And negotiations.
Because that would do much to explain the sizable shipment of crystals you recently received from your smuggler friends, whom our Ishgardian allies have since detained, lest you wonder.
I'd like to hear more about the Griffin. The real Griffin. Your performance earlier didn't fool us.
Ah, the famous scions of the Seventh Dawn. I should have known better than to think I could conceal the truth from you lot. You are right. I am not the Griffin, but I speak with his voice, and it was at his behest that we procured those crystals. You are wrong, however, if you think that we procured them to summon a primal. We used them to reach an accord with the Amalja. In exchange for crystals to summon their god, they will aid us in the fight for Alamigan liberation.
You've got to be joking.
Same thing, though.
Completely mad.
Yes.
When people find out you helped the lizardmen summon Ifrit, they'll turn on the resistance. Alamigo will never be free.
This isn't a fairy tale, girl. We don't have the luxury to play at being honorable heroes. It's because the likes of you wouldn't sully your saintly hands that Alamigo's been under the yoke for the past 20 years. But the Griffin won't stand for it, and neither will we. We're ready to do whatever it takes.
Is he even Alamigan? I know some of the accents are a little more British than others, but he sounded really northern or slightly Scottish there for a second, and there's a part of me that's like, aren't people with that accent more Curthus than Alamigan or Thanalan in general? Did they cast people based off of accent like they do in some other games and regions, or is that just a coincidence?
What proof do you have of this arrangement with the Emulger?
What? Aside from a lack of crystals, none. But the beastmen have a great big pile of the things if you fancy looking. You might want to hurry, though. It'll not be long before they summon their god.
It's just when he got extra pissed, it's like he got more accent to him. That kind of makes me wonder.
Search our camp if you don't believe me. We have naught to hide.
If there is a cache to be found, Ida and I will find it.
To a similar extent to Raban. Okay.
Then let us be off.
It might have just been the VA then.
The Warrior of Light? Aye, I thought so. You should know that a great many who have joined us did so because you saved them. Because you showed them that one brave woman can make a difference. You saved me too once. Helped a friend over in Quarry Mill make some medicine I needed. But that was a lifetime ago.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember now.
On behalf of my brothers and sisters, I thank you. You gave us hope where there was none, courage and strength when all was lost. We shall not squander your gift.
When you help out so many people, you kind of forget faces. Of who all needed what.
I know that look, Ida, and I do not like it. You cannot seriously be contemplating taking up arms with that band of cutthroats.
You know, I wonder if you can actually see her face, just because he's so low to the ground.
I just...
If the Griffin and his men have their way, it is only a matter of time before the situation in Alamigo comes to a head. Your homeland's future teeters on a knife edge, and any reckless action, however small, could have irrevocable consequences. You mustn't lose sight of that, Ida. When the time comes, we must all make our choices, but we must do so in full possession of the facts. Now, let us away. There is work to be done.
Can I throw these away now? They itch.
Quarry Mill, he said. Do you remember? Forgive me, you cannot be expected to recall every name and face, and besides, it's not as if it matters. I've long admired how you live in the present, how you focus on the problems at hand, and always keep moving forward. Yeah, it's called I have a dogshit long-term memory, Alphanel. So let's keep moving forward together, Bren. You must find and secure those crystals. This is no time for looking back. Trauma gives me doo-doo memory. It's not exactly something you should praise.
Great.
You know, I really don't. Yeet! I'm assuming I can take this off. One life for one world. If we take Griffin double at his word, then the crystals are now somewhere within Zahark, ready to be put to use by the Amalja. We must appraise Ali say of all that we've learned. I'll join you in Little Alamigo after I've changed. Okay, I'm assuming I can ditch these now. I probably will anyways. It's because it is cluttering my inventory. Just leave them out to dry. Free clothes. Whoever wants them. I should have just warped. I'm dumb. But... where is it? Over here. Ah, it's much better. Subterfuge was never my strong fruit. Strong suit. You are prepared for battle then? Kept you waiting, eh? My apologies. If I need him again, they'll give him to you. Okay, good. Now that Thancred has finally arrived, mayhap you could share your latest tidings. You mean to tell me that while you were worrying ourselves sick, Yida and Papalimo were here all along? Well, Y'shtola will be relieved, and also angry. Mainly angry, I should think. As for the crystals, what choice do we have? We cannot very well leave them in the hands of the Amalja. For all we know, they could be preparing to summon Ifrit even as we speak. We must make for Zahark without delay. Agreed. If there's aught else to discuss, let us depart at once. And so they go forth in accordance with Griffin's plan. Players gather to assume their marks on a stage wreathed in flame. Ere long, the curtain shall rise, and the drama of which I am author, gods forgive me, shall be last performed. Naught else remains, save to stand at the ready and pray the chance is seized, for never shall we know its like again. All seems calm here. It's possible that we've been deceived? You'd think there'd be more obvious signs that something was afoot, but if anything, the place seems quieter now that I remember it. I've had a bad feeling about this. I confess, I expected a warmer greeting, but we must not jump to conclusions, not until we've braved the Bowl of Embers. We must be ready to engage the enemy at any moment. If you'll make any final preparations, pray do so now. I'll await your signal. Yeah, I have time. I'm pretty sure, I think.
This isn't right. The Amalja would never leave this place so poorly guarded.
Not willingly, no.
Ah, the flame has already begun. I mean, Ifrit has probably already been summoned. Or maybe it's them. I saw the fire on the ground and made assumptions.
The saviors of Eorzea. Slow as ever.
By the 12, will you never learn?
You know, you're right. Mayhap it is time for a change of tack. Killing primals, tormenting beastmen, hastening the birth of a new god. It's all a bit much, isn't it? And frankly, we don't have the leisure to do it. But killing the Warrior of Light, on the other hand, that would soon plunge Eorzea into chaos. One life for one world. A fair exchange. Wouldn't you agree?
If I knew in full what the heck was going on.
Lest you forget, you've more than one opponent.
I gotta ask, how come you all get like one crystal each and I got to hold the whole clutch? What happened to the other Warriors of Light? Am I the only one left?
Carbuncles, defend me!
Oh good, he caught it. I was worried something else might happen.
I sense you will offer more than mere target practice, unlike your sister.
Alize!
Girl, we need to change your class or something.
Did I not tell you, Alphino? I am not the girl I once was.
Should I introduce you to the Scholar Fairies and maybe we can get you to generate some shields? I think you need it.
My brother was always the clever one, while my talents lay elsewhere.
Or we could do the Black Clover thing, that works too.
As Eorzea's blade of light once stood by my side, now I shall stand at hers and defend this realm with all my might.
The brother's the healer, didn't see it coming. I just wanted somebody in the group to be a healer. Like, I know he can a little bit, but girl, you need a shield. She still needs a shield. Is the book a shield? Yeah, you're a paladin with no shield. My dear, please. Damn it. I hate it when it dual registers like that. The curse of ping!
There's no escape.
Oh, we made fire. I shall not stand in the fire. Oh, he's invulnerable, I bet, till I take out all his companions. Will not be denied so easily. Whoa! Hey! What in the Heidelin was that? Is this the power of the Echo? Looks like it. Yeah, it revived him. Get him on the edge. Oh, dang it. Echo again. Again, have these warriors no limits? Alright, I'll take out the healer and then I'll go for the one he's tethered to. Unless that happens. Does have the echo buff. God damn it, I can't break free. Oh, I see it's scripted.
It ends now. What?
The chains!
Rianjay, explain.
You snake! You would betray us as well?
He that holdeth fast unto his convictions shall never count betrayal amongst his crimes, though all the world may call him villain. My path is unchanged, my creed sacrosanct. This I believe with all my heart.
And that's what we call a self-justification, even though you know you're probably wrong.
What say, warrior of darkness, and speak true, what dost thou believe? That rendering up the souls of thy world in service to the rejoining will grant it salvation? Nay.
By the 12! Oriange!
Yeah, he wasn't exactly that well hidden.
Master Alphino. That the brightest light might shine, duty did compel me to walk in darkest shade.
You sweet fool. I was almost willing to believe you had turned against us.
I still don't fully trust him.
I expect a full explanation when this is over. For now, may I assume you have turned your cloak for the last time?
Thou mayest, my lady. By thy leave.
Alright, what class are you?
Even odds then. No matter. We'll crush the lot of you in one fell swoop.
Understood.
Hearken to me. We only have one chance. Channel your ether into my blade that I might strike before the mage casts his spell. I cannot do it alone, but together we can defeat them.
Also, is this some sort of ultra legendary weapon, and if so, how do you have it? Is there something extra special about this sword that I should know about, maybe? Sorry, like the black carbuncle, what's up with that? Is this a Starland thing, or is maybe there more to this than I realize? Okay, he appears to be. If I can draw you up close, I might be able to get all three of you. Boop! Damn it, I hate when that happens! Damn it! I'm freaking out. I gotta chill. The twins are just Nepo babies. Okay. They just got sword inheritance.
slightly to the left. Hurry, Bren, give me your what? And then back up again. Give me your Aether. Where are you? Oh, maybe I have to get them all but one down and then...
The ether. Oh, it's not enough.
It doesn't channel so much at once. God damn it. It keeps happening because I keep thinking I'm on the other grid. I keep thinking I'm on the throwing dagger grid, this one. Into the blade we render our Aether. Fortune might favor. Let me live! I wish to live! Blade of Light needs me to visit. No, get away from me! You all need to keep him busy. Oh my gosh. I gotta kill him first. Otherwise he won't leave me alone. The fate of two worlds hang us in the balance. Quickly, thine Aether. This has gone on long enough. Your male, kill the girl. Or anyone. Oh no, he's talking about the ranger, you must stop her. Where's the ranger? Where's the ranger? Where's the ranger? DPS check. Stand in that. They're already back up? Damn it. Oh, we're competing for Aether. Oh god, I only now just realized. It's distracted. Middle of the line, but you must. That's it, we got him. Max damage.
Not like this.
I saw those 9s.
Alize, are you hurt?
A touch dizzy, but otherwise fine. Thank you.
And there you have it. Our friend is too stubborn to die.
Finally, the most accurate thing all day.
We are far from finished. Or have you never considered how we came to this world?
I did. I asked. You tried to beat my face in. I'm the one who's tried to talk, you jerk.
Crystals? You mean, like the Ascians?
Just so. As the Ascians flee unto the rift twixt plains with crystals of darkness, so did these warriors come hither with crystals of light.
Eloquent, as always. Aye, like the Ascians, we too are beyond death. You cannot defeat that which is eternal.
Wait!
Would everybody just calm down and talk?
Such methods as the Ascians employ require the renunciation of the flesh. You would have had to...
At long last, you see. To save our world, we gave our lives.
Ghost!
We were just adventurers trying to make our way. An odd job here, a favor there. We never aspired to be warriors of light.
Yeah, me neither.
But word of our deeds spread. And soon people were calling us heroes. They placed their hopes and dreams on our shoulders and bid us fight for all that was good and right. We fought, and we fought, and we fought, until there was no one left to fight. We won! And now our world is being erased from existence. We did everything right. Everything that was asked of us, and still it came to this. You of all people should understand. We will not falter. We brought our world to the brink of destruction, and now we must save it.
I said I'd be willing to help if you just talk.
I've died before, Arbet. I'm not afraid to die again.
No matter how many times we fall, we must rise and carry on the fight for those we left behind.
Yeah, see, they each get one, whereas I seem to be carrying all of them. Though an element still seems to be missing. Lightning, wind, fire, either ice or water. I can't tell from the blue, one is missing.
To have known the depth of sorrow and embraced the highest sacrifice. Nonetheless, Master Louis Sois, guide my hand, I pray you, as fate's thread spinneth upon this most capricious spindle. Quickly! Thou must needs invoke the power of thy crystal.
Is it me? Am I the missing piece? I have the water crystal. There are only so many across all dimensions. Why would I not only have a crystal with them, but the one that they're missing?
What is this place?
First time.
Such pain. Such sorrow. Oh, my dear children.
It can't be.
Mother Heidelin, hearken unto your children's plea. From two worlds do we gather, and from two worlds do we offer a bounty of light.
Does that mean there's no warriors of light or darkness in other worlds if we only have these crystals? Are they meant to be a bit more scattered than this?
In this desperate hour, we do beseech your intercession. We beg an audience with the word of the Mother, with your chosen Minfilia.
Your cries go not unheard, nor your sacrifices unnoticed. Though many are lost, there are those we can yet save, whom I can yet save.
I told you we could glue her back together.
Blessed children of the first, the light of your world hath grown blinding in its radiance, but it is not yet absolute. I will hie me to your world, and there take unto myself the light which riseth even now to drown it, as darkness once did drown another.
Now you deign to answer our prayers? I will suffer this farce no longer!
Honey, she's a god.
As the Ascians must serve as instruments of Zodiark's will, so too must others carry out the will of Heidelin.
Wait, did she just temper him?
But for the boon you have granted her, she has grown strong enough to set me free, that I might serve as her emissary. Your suffering, your sacrifice, your supplications, she has heard all. We will not let the first fall to light.
Did you just hold him still, or did you do something far worse?
Thank you, Urianger, for bringing everyone here. It fills my heart with joy to look upon the faces of my friends once more.
In taking you unto her bosom, I knew that Heidelin had bequeathed to you a sliver of her grace, granting you strength long sought. And in treating with the Ascians, I learnt of a star like unto our own, a doomed world of fallen heroes, in whom I glimpsed ourselves, the first. Full long did I search for a means to save this world, concluding at the last that the answer lay in the power of blessed crystals. And thus did I labor to set light against dark. Yet I knew from the beginning that this salvation would not come without sacrifice. For the instrument of the first's deliverance would of necessity be required to journey thither, there to remain, mayhap forever.
You orchestrated all of this, not to save her, but to send her away.
She's become a Star Seeker. Woo! Crystal Chronicles.
One life for one world. Such was the bargain, and you the coin, though it were not mine to spend.
That was the Clavat's power, or at least the power of their royal family in Crystal Chronicles as well. That one person from the royal family could attune it themselves with the crystal completely and therefore be trapped inside of it and help make its decisions. If you're confused, the Ring of Fates playthrough is on my channel.
In the light of the crystal, and at her bidding borne witness to the joys and sorrows of this land. Each and every one of you knows my heart. If this be the price I must pay, I pay it gladly.
You would go alone then?
My dearest Thancred, you who have ever watched over me, I am truly grateful for all you have done on my behalf, as would my father be. Your kindness, your compassion, your love. These are your gifts to me, and our gifts to them, forming a bond which transcends time and space.
Sometimes I forget you are not the child I once knew. Make me proud.
Long have I watched you from Heidelin side, watched as you nurtured and kept safe the light of the dawn. The dark recesses of the world hide untold secrets and dangers. Thus do I entrust to you, Tup Simati. I pray you, keep to the path that you may never have need of it.
Oh, is this his original staff? The one that was behind her in the Waking Sands.
Twould seem the power of our crystals is all but spent. Perhaps, if there is naught else to be done.
Hear me, servants of Heidelin. If you would have us place our trust in you, then I would ask a favor. Take us with you. Take us home. We were blind to the truth once, so I tell you this, as one fool to another. Light, dark, it doesn't matter. What matters is how you choose to use them.
I've been trying to tell you that the whole time.
We made our choice and you see what came of it, so please, forge a different path. Seize a better fate.
It is a strange feeling. So many times have I watched you depart, my heart filled with worry. And ever did you return to me in triumph. Someday, when I have found a way to free this star from her sorrow, I promise you I shall repay the favor.
Star Singer, not Seeker. Sorry. But yeah, she's basically a Star Singer right now.
Thank you, Lemmy, for everything.
And she found out. Meanwhile, at Little Alamigo. But yeah, to read the definition just to help people who maybe don't want to go through a multi-part Let's Play. A Star Singer is a person capable of using the power of the Great Crystal in Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Ring of Fates. At the fullest extent of their abilities, the Star Singer is able to manipulate the flow of time and alter the fate of any person they desire by choosing from all the possible fates that are etched into the crystal. And that is the power of the royal family of Clavots. So they have a family member that can be chosen as a Star Singer, which is very similar to what Nymphelia is enduring now. That's a very brief definition of it, but yeah, Thancred's probably not going to take that so well. Speak thy mind. I do not expect thy forgiveness. I still don't trust you. Though things did not unfold as perhaps, I mean to say, I truly believe that she forgive me. I should not have spoken. It's not my place. It would seem that we are in southern Thinland again. Nymphelia is doing, no doubt. May the 12 speed her on her way, and the warriors of darkness too. I cannot help but wonder what awaits those wayward souls. If they give their lives in order to travel to the source, then in returning to the first, would they not? But mayhap that was their wish. They've just returned to the live stream, more than likely. We should talk about what to do next. An ending to mark a new beginning. Forgive me, my thoughts were elsewhere. As this I know full well is where yet there is work to be done. The crystals. Leave them to me. I'll go back to Zarak and secure them. The Amalja will still be in disarray after the thrashing the warriors of darkness gave them. They're not likely to notice a lone bard skulking about. But Thancred, you. Don't have to do this, I know, but I want to. I'll see you at the Rising Stones. I should go and find Yida and Papalimo. They must have finished searching the mass camp by now. Not that it matters anymore. You must be tired, Bren. I know I am. If thou will permit me, my lady, I would ask a question. Why didst thou become aware of mine independent pursuits? When I saw you meeting with the Warrior of Darkness in the Asian and White at the Great Library. I try not to think the worst. Oh, she directly saw them. Here, I thought it was something more clever. You've never been one to confide in others, so I knew that even if your intentions were pure, you would not share your plans with us until you felt the time was right. But I cannot deny that a part of me feared you had simply betrayed us. Would that there had been any other way, knowing that I took no pleasure in deceiving thee, and that these sins will forever weigh heavy on my heart. I understand why you did what you did. That you but sought to achieve the greatest good while inflicting the least harm. Not many would have the courage to make that choice, but even knowing what came of your actions, I find that I cannot condone them. I'm sorry. But forgive me. I believe the events of the day have taken their toll on me. I should like to rest for a while. If thou will grant me leave, I would gladly escort thee unto a refuge of thine own choosing. Once my lady hath regained her strength, we shall join thee at the Rising Stones. Until then, Warrior of Light. Speak with Papalimo at... I'll just warp up, since I'm running out of time swiftly. It's the last part of this bit, though. The last chapter. Well, of this patch, I should say. Not of Heavensward, there's still more, but... It is the last patch of 3.4. Where is he? Is he inside? Or is he outside? My dude, you're making this hard. I just want to find you. Outside. Oh hey, I can fit through the... There. I've yet to tell them what happened to Zrock. It'd be best to do so together. There you are. We finished our search, in case you're wondering. You're likely to finish MSQ next stream? Sweet. Then we can do side questing. Well met. Alphino said you'd be joining us. 'Twould seem the Griffin's a double was telling the truth, insofar as we found nothing resembling a sizable cache of crystals at the mass camp. Did you perchance find one in Zahak? Actually... It's about Minfilia. I don't believe it. The crystals, Minfilia, all of it. It's just... I don't know what it is. I sympathize, Ida. Even now I struggle to comprehend that which I saw. The only thing I can say with any certainty is that I feel blessed to have been granted a final chance to speak with her. 'Twas bittersweet, aye, but also affirming. Alphino, I believe it's past time Ida and I rejoined the Scions. We've been away far too long. Though I'm loath to leave the Griffin to his own devices, I feel our investigation would benefit from a more dispassionate perspective. And I hope that we might in turn offer our own opinions on many challenges that you have faced in our absence. It's been absolutely ages, hasn't it? I can't wait to hear about everyone's adventures. We should be glad to recount them, and Tataru's tales may well surprise you. Yida? Yida, Rogger be praised it is you. Yida, alive and standing before me in the flesh. I can hardly believe my eyes. Oh, come now, has it really been so long you don't remember me? It's Gundebald. I fought beside your father in the Revolution. Family history time. Do not think less of our friends. It's been 20 years since the occupation sent us our separate ways, but the resistance was always welcome in Little Alamigo. They gave us hope, and young Yida most of all. Aye, Yida was always full of fire. Ever the first to volunteer for a mission, until the day she up and vanished, that is. There were rumors and we feared the worst, but here you are, alive and well, looking nary a day older. Oh, what can I say? I'm sorry for running off like that and making you all worry. Nary a day older. How long ago was it? It's a long story, you see. I got involved with my friends here, the Scions. Sorry, we were still at the Circle of Knowing back then, right? Anyway, I wanted to come back and tell you, but I was all very secretive stuff at the time, and as you can see, I'm completely fine. I know I have a lot to talk about, and we will, but right now, I've got to hurry back to headquarters. My friends are expecting me. Pray forgive her. It's been a very long day for all of us. I presume we will visit again at the first opportunity. Let us return to the Rising Stones. Yita's of somebody of importance, it seems. Hells take me for giving you that mask. I smell drama. That's right, even though Urianger chills here, our actual headquarters is at the Revenant Stole. You needn't say a word, Bren. I know. Wherever she wanders, no matter how far, she'll always be with us. At least she's taking it somewhat well. Welcome home. I trust your journey was uneventful. You'll be pleased to hear that Thancred has secured the crystals. He sent word a short while ago. Once he's delivered them safely to the Temple Knight's care, he'll rejoin us here and we can declare this matter officially resolved. We have so much further to go. While awaiting your arrival, I took the opportunity to contact Y'shtola and Creel and believe them on all that has occurred. I requested that they return to the Rising Stones at their earliest convenience. Now that our lost friends have been found, it would seem meets discuss in the future.
Back in the Solar. It's been too long since we were all together like this. Not since after Mooned.
Much has changed since then. We ourselves, most of all.
Though not all who were lost could be gathered here today, we may take comfort in the knowledge that those who are not are carrying on the fight.
While I am grateful to our friends in the north for their hospitality, it isn't half good to be back.
But, as Papalima rightly said, much has changed since we last stood here. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are not as they once were, nor should we be. Our travels in the north brought us into contact with a host of fine and generous people, and their selfless deeds serve to show me that it is not lofty causes that should inform our actions, but our hearts. And I hope that the Scions might continue in this manner, as individuals driven by individual principles. Provided we all sincerely desire to work towards Eorzea's salvation, I believe the paths we follow to achieve it need not, and should not, be dictated by any single ideal.
Companions bound by a common purpose, free to go whither they will. The idea is not without merit. Very well. I shall resume my research of the primals and the elder gods of Eorzea. Should anyone have need of my findings, you need only ask. I should be glad of your continued assistance.
Well, my main purpose in coming here was to see the signs of the Seventh Dawn restored and my dear friend found. Nevertheless, having involved myself in your struggles, I feel compelled to see them through to the bitter end. For Minfilia's sake. That is, if there are no objections.
You will always be welcome here, Cryle.
To my knowledge, you haven't stabbed us in the back, unlike someone else.
Urianger, can we trust you to carry on your investigation of the Ascians as before?
Regardless of mine own desires, I am undeserving of your trust.
Damn straight.
Having so villainously deceived you all.
Now, I'll hear no more of that. 'Twould be disrespectful of Minfilia's wishes. She entrusted matters here to us, that we might protect this star and understand the truth which hides at her heart. Mayhap I can handle the former, but I think you far better suited to the latter. No?
Very well. Then out of love for my Lady Minfilia and Moonbreeder both, this shall be my solemn charge.
Papalimo and I should probably return to Thanalan to keep an eye on the Resistance. There's still the matter of the Griffin and the Amalja, not to mention the new Imperial Viceroy. That little lot must be worthy of our attention, right?
Yeah, I kind of forgot about all that. There's been a lot in between.
And what will you do, Alize?
You know I have no great love for organizations and formalities. That being said, this new approach you propose is not wholly objectionable, and we've always got her to keep us from bickering. But I will suffer no titles. I am not here for House Leveilleur, nor to walk in Grandfather's shadow.
Upon that point, we see eye to eye. If it please you, you may think of me as but another comrade in arms.
Well then, Alfie, I for my part shall see to the paperwork and the finances with my characteristic aplomb.
I would not have it any other way, Tataru. And we mustn't forget you. What now for the Warrior of Light?
Oh, I'm sure fate will drag me into something. A new adventure, what else? The road ever goes on. To strive for those we've lost, for those we can't yet save. I'll go the road goes on, because I really don't know.
Indeed.
Fate seems to find me.
Fraught with hardship, and the path before us will be no less unforgiving. But a new dawn shall break over the realm, and I see before me the faces of those who will deliver it.
It's official then. God's hope I don't regret this.
Leave it to me. I'll make sure she's properly introduced to everyone.
It would seem that I'm a scion then. Some derive comfort from such titles, but I cannot say I feel any different from before. I may have a twinge of pride. As agreed, we shall be spending the coming moons conducting our own independent research. Should you have need of our services, however, you are welcome to seek us out.
Same as it ever was.
Look at them, the signs of Seventh Dawn. Look how far we've come. The people we've met, the moments we've shared, the losses we've suffered, the tragedies we've overcome. All of it has made us who we are today. When we go from here and what future holds, only the 12 know. But I know we will find out together. Let me get a wind-up moon burrito. Ouch.
One world's heroes are another world's villains. One world's loss, another world's gain. Where men go as one, there is life. And where there is life,
where there is life, there is strife.
My friends, if I may, I would ask that you entrust Tupsimati to me. Clouds gather upon the horizon, and as Master Louisoir's disciple, I would keep it close at hand.
I feel a little sus about that. Where have you been? What are you up to?
Thank you. I shall guard it well.
We've been apart a long time, and I feel like there's holes here that need filling.
there is cause to hope. For every ending, every parting, marks a new beginning.
And if he was the one who gave her the mask, that means he does know what her face is. Well done, brother. You may resume your normal duties and rejoin with the others. The coming battle should be our greatest yet, and I intend to stand with you all on that glorious day. True believers are so readily led. Of course, it's you. I've given them everything they desired, all of which they have prayed. I doubt you. You can say the same for your pawns. Get what you wanted then? Was it worth it all in the end? There were some unexpected developments, but they were ultimately to our advantage. Be it to host a surfeit of light or dark, a world bequeathed of equilibrium as void and waiting, and a void is of no use to my master. I shall follow her emissary with great interest. As for the pawns, whom you so pity, they have delivered unto me a gift, which I now present to you. Alright, that I don't recognize. What? Oh, it's the eyes! Frick! I told you! That's not for trash! The eyes of Nidhogg. Many were candidates considered, but by your deed, you've proven yourself most deserving. A man of boundless rage and bottomless despair, in whose breast beats a heart in which thirsts for vengeance. Only you are fit to wield these eyes, for weal or for woe. They stare at me so. I told you that was a bad idea. The moment they did it, I was, like, in disbelief. Like, there's no way they would consider that resolved. And clearly it was not. So it was here all along. Oh, Nero. Long time no see. Oh, just you wait, my pretty. You and I are going to have so much fun. No retreat, no surrender has been added in our achievements. I told her everything that happened. She needed to know, and I thought it would be best if it came from me. It's strange to think back on the circumstances of our first meeting. We were all so very young, so foolish and powerless. In that moment, she departed the realm for the first. I heard her speak to me. I know this to be true, just as I know that she will one day return to us. In those final moments, she was smiling, was she not? She was proud and hopeful and looking to the future. So I will too. I will. I won't start the next one yet, because I know that was technically the last of 3.4. So I know better. I'm just talking to other people. It's a bit overwhelming, quite frankly, having spent so much time down the road by myself. Yet I will try to approach this as a learning experience, as I did with my travels. Had I not kept an open mind after all, I doubt I would have been able to master the etherical blade, nor would I have been benefited from the rather pointed advice I received. There's no one path, as some are given to say, and there's wisdom in exploring every school of magic, as there is an exploration of all things. I've been thinking, when time allows, we should go and pay visit to Gabu with Alice. Though their time together was short, I know she felt a kinship with the young child. I guess I was so caught up in thinking about, well, everything I dozed off for a moment. Did you, though? My word, I must confess to some considerable amazement at the great trials and tribulations you and the others have recently overcame. I must again apologize for our prolonged absence, and for that, we may have yet to answer many questions. As for Guido, well, all things in time, I suppose. And there I was worried about how brief Papalymo on the many momentous events when we have borne witness in recent memory, little did I know I needed only leave Hori to it. So, Alphino. We all know he's got his mind made up. The Crystal Braves are no more. It's over. Bam! You haven't got to go home, but you've got to stay here. But Riol, he's not having it. We won't even let Elfie finish. Anyway, that is it with that for now. So lets us return to... I don't know, pick spot, any spot. Fanland, I guess? Spend a lot of time here. Because we have finished 3.4. Huzzah! And I need to go make biscuits. I made some yesterday, and we ate some of them. But I wasn't expecting them to go bad so quickly. Even though we put them in the fridge, I was going to make stuff for dinner that complemented them today, and they were white and fluffy in ways that are not edible. So now I need to make more. They're quite easy. It's just, they're yogurt biscuits, so it's just self-rising flour, or you can make self-rising flour yourself with all-purpose flour. 2 cups of that, and some yogurt. And you get yogurt biscuits. Plain yogurt, for the love of God. Or Greek yogurt. I used Greek, which has a little bit more of a sour taste, but it fits well with like the soups and stuff I've been making, similar to sour creams. So yeah, 2 cups all-purpose flour, 3 teaspoons baking powder, 2 teaspoons salt, 2 cups yogurt, or 1 3/4, and just sort of level it out to the 2 cups to where you can make a dough. Turns into biscuits. 355 degrees or 180 Celsius for approximately 25 to 35 minutes. You be the judge, and poof, yogurt biscuits. But anyway, I gotta go make more of those, so that's what I'll be doing. Thank you so much to everyone who has joined. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more Final Fantasy XIV, as we might continue to finish the MSQ, and I hope to see you all in future streams. Bye-bye!